Is the new dasher from my churn about ready?
Pretty near, Granny, but I wish you'd give up churning when you're mad. We've been getting a lot of splinters in the butter lately.
Well, you can blame Jethro for the state I'm in. I declare, Jed, that boy is turning into a first-class girl chaser.
Well, I always said, if you're going to do something, do it well.
That's it. Make a joke of it. What you ought to do is take him to the woodshed.
We ain't got a woodshed.
And they call this a mansion. He ought to do something. He's run out on his chores again today.
Well, Granny, he's likely just hiding. All you got to do is flush him out.
I say he ain't here. And I say he's where he is every day. Riding up and down Wilshire Boulevard on that truck, showing off to the girls.
But he ain't showing off today. I just clipped his wings. I took the steering wheel.
Mark my words, Jed, that boy is headed for trouble. He's on the road to ruination.
Well, if he is, he's walking.
Don't say I didn't warn you. And it's you that give him the 3 keys to perdition.
3 keys to perdition?
Fine clothes, fancy car, and 50 cents a week. And it's you that'll reap the harvest when the seeds of temptation is trampled on by the little foxes. Because as the rod is spared, so is the twig bent. And then the dancers has got to pay for casting the first stone.
I don't know what she said, but she sure could stir up a camp meeting with it.
Boy, driving that thing without a steering wheel sure keeps a fella hustling. I pretty near run over that little old gal.
What little old gal?
Well, that one coming up the driveway yonder.
Who is she?
I don't know.
Howdy, ma'am.
Howdy. Is this here the Clampett place?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Jed Clampett, and this here is my nephew, Jethro Bodie.
Howdy.
Howdy. I reckon y'all don't remember me, do you?
Well, you look familiar, but I just can't place you.
You remember the Fetty family? Lived back over Possum Ridge?
Why, sure. Are you one of Jake Fetty's girls?
I'm Emmeline.
Well, bless my soul. Jethro, you recollect the Fetty girl?
I sure do. Why, I used to chuck rocks at them.
Jethro's growed up a lot since then.
So she.
Yeah, well, come on in. It's mighty pleasure to see you. Jethro, where's your manners? Emmeline's tired.
Oh, yes, sir, Uncle Jed.
Ready?
Jethro done got married.
Down.
I warned you, Jed. I told you this would happen if you let him run wild.
They just met.
Oh, it's worse than I thought. How could you marry a stranger?
We ain't married.
No.
This little girl is from back home. She just...
I bet you don't recognize her, do you?
Who don't? I never forget a face.
Randy, we ain't seen this family in some time. They used to...
Now, don't tell me. I'll get her place right off. Gertrude Suppmeyer. Isabel Gooch. Frida Boggs. Florence Twitty. F.C. Holt. Fanny Bell Nichols. Lily Holmes. Lucilla Chalmers.
Randy.
Now, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I never forget a face.
Give me a little hint. Possum Ridge. Jake and Dora.
Of course. Dora Ridge. Dora Possum.
This is Jake and Dora Fetty's girl, Emmeline.
Why'd you have to tell me? I'd have got it.
Welcome, honey. Thank you, Granny.
Well, Jethro, let's get Emmeline settled up in the spare room next to Ellie Mae.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of Ellie, put her down. I meant take her things up to the spare room.
Oh, now, wait. I just come by to make my handies. I don't aim to put my feet under your table.
Hey, looky here. A cuckoo clock.
Paul had me fetch this along to get me up mornings. He said the hotel might not have a rooster.
Oh, Emmeline, you're at home, folks. We can't let you stay in a hotel.
Bus driver said that I might be able to get into the YWCA.
I wouldn't stay no place that had to be spelt in mixed company.
You're staying right here.
I sure don't want to be any bother.
Won't be no bother at all. I'll just water the soup. Howdy.
Ellie Mae, you recognize this girl?
Now, don't waste your time, Jed. She ain't got my memory for faces. This is Emmeline Fetty from back home.
Oh, hi there, Emmeline. Howdy, Ellie. My goodness, y'all sure wear short dresses out here.
Oh, this here's what you call a beach jacket.
Ellie, you're showing your skimpies.
This is a bathing suit.
A bathing suit?
I reckon you ain't never seen nothing like that before, have you?
I sure never. Back home, folks still takes a bath with nothing on.
Well, Ellie Mae will explain it to you. Ellie, suppose you take Emmeline up and show her that spare room next to yours and see if she's made comfortable.
Sure will, Paul. Come on, Emmeline. Later on, we'll go swimming in a cement pond.
Jed, how come Jake and Dora didn't write us their daughter was coming to California?
Could be because they can't write.
Why'd you come?
Could be because they sent her.
What for?
Well, Granny, when you got as many young'uns as the Fetties, you don't need too big a reason for getting shed of one.
They sure had a house full, didn't they?
It is for a fact. If you throw a rock on their roof, it looked like school was letting out.
You mean this whole great big room is just for me?
Well, that's right, Emmeline.
Land sakes. Do I get that bed all to myself?
All to yourself. And you don't have to share it with no sisters.
Sure is gonna feel funny, sleeping long ways.
This here's for your clothes. It's got cedar drawers in it.
Cedar drawers? Don't you get splinters wearing those?
These kind of drawers.
Ma made these for me before I left home. They still got a little flour in them.
Listen here, Emmeline. I got a whole closet full of city clothes that folks has given me. Well, I'll go and fetch you in a mess of them. You can take your pick.
I declare, y'all so good to me, it's just making my head spin. I think I better lay down for a spell. What's that thing?
Oh, that there's a telephone. Why, you can talk to folks that lives miles away from here on that.
What'll they think of next?
Well, I'll be back directly, Emmeline.
Bye, Ellie. Colonel, Rita. Okay, I'm in Fort Knox. Yeah, they fell for it. Hook, line, and spare room. Great job of research on that Fetty family. I thought there was something you dreamed up. Don't worry. I got enough photographs and tape recordings to shake Jed Clampett loose from a cool million.
Granny, I got you a fine mess of dandelion green.
Oh, thank you, Jed. Would you mind wrenching them for me?
What else you fixing to have?
Whole cake, sow belly, and hand-slung chitlins.
Oh, you do put it on for company, don't you?
Sorry for Emmeline, Jed. Dora Fetty never set much of a table.
Yes, I recollect that family lived mostly on hope and hedge apples.
Jed, did it ever strike you that Emmeline was uncommon pretty for a Fetty?
Well, you would have to call her the pick of the litter.
I declare the rest of them must have took homely pills.
Yeah, you could throw them Fetties in the creek and skim ugly for 2 weeks.
Granny, I'll hold your taters, milk the goat, split the kindling, and whitewash the chicken roost.
Good boy. Remember, idle hands gathers no moss, and a penny saved is worth 2 in the bush.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Jed, tell me, is that Emmeline Fetty going to be staying with us for a spell?
Well, I don't know yet. Why?
Well, do you aim to let her go running around with a slick, sophisticated Hollywood playboy?
Not if I can help it.
Oh, shucks.
You?
Oh, she's going to be expecting some thrills.
Uh-huh.
Emmeline's just a pining and honing to go swimming, but she don't want to wear no bathing suit.
What?
Go put the steering wheel on the truck.
Well, I already done that.
Well, then drive it down to the station and fill it with gas.
Well, I done that, too.
Then drive it around till it needs doing again and then do it again.
But Uncle Jed, that ain't...
Oh, boy.
Jed's already got gas.
Ellie Mae, You give Emmeline one of your bathing suits and explain to her...
Well, I didn't give her one of my bathing suits, Pa, but she's scared you won't like her showing her limbs.
Well, I gotta admit, it did jolt me some when we first come out here, but seems all the young'uns do it, so tell her it's all right.
Well, I did, Pa, but she says she ain't gonna budge out of her room until you come up and tell her it's fitting.
Well, that's the way it has to be.
Who is it?
It's me, Jed Clampett. I just want to say it's all right for you to go swimming in your swimming suit. See you downstairs.
Oh, just wait a minute. Don't go away. Oh, Mr. Clampett, it's you.
Yes, ma'am.
Gracious, and I'm standing here with my bare limbs showing. Why, I'm so ashamed.
Well, no call for you to feel ashamed, Emmeline. Things is different out here than it is back home.
Please let me go to the YWCA.
Oh, you're staying right here.
Oh, don't do that, Mr. Clampett.
What? Oh, don't do what?
Don't shut the door.
All right, leave it open.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I trust you. Honest, I do. You remind me so much of my daddy.
Well, that's funny. He wasn't no more than 5 feet tall.
Yeah. Why, he wouldn't have come up any more back here on you.
Miss Emmeline, I think that clock of yours is busted. I think I'll take it downstairs and fix it.
Oh, don't do that, Mr. Clampett. It's all right.
But that little bird keeps jumping on and cuckooing all the time.
Well, maybe it's the mating season.
Miss Emmeline, I think you better forget about swimming and have yourself a little rest.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're the nicest man, Mr. Clampett.
There it goes again. Miss Emmeline, I think you and that clock is both wound up too tight.
Jed, what's taking you so long?
Well, it's the mating season for cuckoos.
What?
Well, you see, that little bird kept jumping on the clock, and Miss Emmeline said, never mind. Anyway, she ain't going swimming.
Oh, yes, I am.
Well, I thought you was all tuckered out.
Not anymore. I feel like $1 million. Colonel, Rita. Listen, you clown. Why didn't you tell me my father was 5 feet tall? No, I covered for it all right. And I've got some great films and tape. Okay, I'll meet you at the camera store at 2 o'clock.
Emmeline, you out here?
I've got to go. King Kong is stalking us.
Hey, what you doing?
Jethro, there's a bee in this gourd, and it's just a buzzing to beat the band.
Well, that ain't no gourd.
Well, it's got a vine on it.
Let's hear. Here's that telephone, you poor dumb country girl.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shucks. No, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. You won't believe this, but 4 years ago when we came here, well, I was just as big a hick as you are.
Oh, go on.
Oh, yeah, it's the truth. Well, I was a regular hayseed.
You sure have changed.
Well, I reckon it's living so close to Hollywood, some of that movie star stuff just rubbed off on me.
Yeah, you're a regular Paul Newman.
Well, who's he?
Oh, he's just a feller. I sure would like to get to see Hollywood.
Well, after we have victuals, well, I'll drive you into town.
Oh, you'd be ashamed to be seen with a tacky-looking old country girl like me.
Well, heck, you ain't no more tacky-looking than Ellie Mae. In fact, you look pretty good coming from such an ugly family.
Turn my head to that kind of sweet talk.
Gotta expect a smooth line from a sophisticated playboy like me, huh?
Can we get to town by 2 o'clock? Well, I want to get back here in time for my chores.
Well, I'll check the time. Oh, let's see.
Land sakes, look at that watch.
You noticed it, huh? My Uncle Jed gave it to me. Let me pick it out myself.
It's a doozy.
See that little mouse with them short breeches and them yellow gloves? Well, his hands tell the time.
What time is it now?
I don't know. One of the hands fell off.
Excuse me, Chief. There's a Colonel Foxhall to see you.
Has he got an appointment?
No, but he says it concerns $1 million.
He's got an appointment.
Colonel.
Thank you, my dear.
Colonel Foxhall?
Colonel Gaylord Meriwether Foxhall, at your service, sir.
My pleasure.
Sit down. Thank you.
Well, I understand this concerns $1 million.
Yes, I believe I am conservative in valuing the contents of this portmanteau at $1 million cash.
Miss Hathaway, bring in a deposit slip.
Oh, but I'm not depositing. I am withdrawing.
What do you mean withdrawing? How can you withdraw if you haven't got any money in the bank?
Yes, sir, but I believe Mr. Clampett has a great deal of money in your bank. And it's $1 million of his that I plan to withdraw.
You a friend of Jed Clampett?
I never met the gentleman.
Miss Hathaway, what's the idea of letting this Southern fried phony in my office?
An appointment?
You said he had $1 million. Now throw him out.
Mr. Drysdale, before you make any rash decisions, what does this look like to you?
Like a wild old man after a sweet young girl.
Exactly. Would you care to identify that wild old man?
Possible. Yes.
Here are some others you might care to peruse. They tell the sordid tale of a sweet, innocent country girl who was lured into the mansion of a Beverly Hills millionaire. Once inside, this frightened maiden pleaded to be allowed the sanctuary of the YWCA. But her pleas fell on deaf and decadent ears.
Now look, I don't.
Thereupon, as these pictures so clearly illustrate, the sanctity of her boudoir was brazenly invaded by this backwoods Bluebeard.
Mr. Clampett would not.
But Mr. Clampett did, my dear, and the scars upon the soul of this sweet, simple maiden can be erased only by time. Time and $1 million. Cash.
This is out-and-out extortion, the old Badger game. I'm going to call the police.
Mr. Drysdale, you do lack imagination. I believe Mr. Clampett used to be an officer in your bank.
Well, Chief, you did make him vice president for a day.
So,
Let's look at tomorrow morning's headlines.
Commerce Bank officer in love this scandal.
Well, that's just a dummy newspaper.
True. The real one will be profusely illustrated by these fascinating photographs.
Wrong number.
Oh, here you are, Uncle Jed. Can we have us that man-to-man talk?
Sure, sit down. Well, what do you want to talk about?
Emmeline Fetty. Can her and me get married?
Married?
Yeah, you see, she is crazy mad, desperate in love with me.
This is kind of sudden, ain't it?
I reckon. But you got to remember, she's just a plain, dumb old country girl. She ain't never seen nobody like me before. Said so herself.
When did all this come about?
When I was driving her into town and back. I didn't aim for it to happen. I tried to keep the lid clamped down on my charm, but something must have slopped over.
And now she's crazy mad in love with you, huh?
Is she ever? Why, all the way home, she kept trying to get me to drive to some out-of-the-way place where we could be alone.
No fooling.
Yeah, kept asking me to get lost.
Boy, I don't believe I'd rush into anything.
But, Jed, she needs a husband. Well, that's an awful dumb girl. You know that cuckoo clock that needed fixing?
Yeah?
She took it to a camera store.
You sure you want to marry a girl that dumb?
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Jed. I'm smart enough for both of us. You should have seen her face when I told her that I graduated 6th grade.
Well, that would carry weight with the Petties. It never was long on learning.
I think it was my cipher that really put a match to her heart and set her flaming with desire.
Ciphered for her, did you?
Uncle Jed, when I got to the multiplication table at 12, it like it drove her crazy. She commenced moaning, gasping for breath, and her eyes rolled back in her head.
Good thing you didn't cipher no gazetas. She might have married you then and there.
I'll go do something for her right now. Emmeline! Hey, Emmeline!
Wait a minute, boy. I was just... Jethro, come back.
Emmeline! Oh, here you are. Hey, listen to this. A 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 10 twice.
I still say the Clampetts are innocent. And Emmeline is just a Jezebel, pruded by this...
Help! Help!
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. Howdy, Miss Jane. Jethro, come back here. Stop chasing her. Put her down.
She don't belong to you yet.
Oh, yes, she does.
Oh, she knows. Come on in, folks. Put her down, Jethro.
Shock him. Shock him. Why, they're fighting over her like beasts. I'm not so sure we should settle for $1 million.
What do you think, Granny?
Oh, I like this one, Jed.
They're all good pictures. What are you asking for these, Colonel Foxhole?
Foxhall, sir. I'm asking $1 million.
$1 million?
Well, I ain't bought many pictures, but that does seem a mite steep.
Mr. Clampett, if you don't meet his price, these pictures will appear on the front page of tomorrow's newspaper.
Well, there's an idea, Granny. Let's wait till tomorrow and cut them out of the papers.
Good thinking, Jed. Excuse me, everybody. I got a brace of possum in the oven.
I hope you'll stay to supper, Colonel. Granny's possum is finger-licking good.
Mr. Clampett, I find your levity and jocularity most inappropriate to the solemn occasion which has brought us together here, and I will tolerate no further sham or delay while this sweet, innocent girl suffers the pangs of purloined probity.
Well, doggy. Put him with Granny, and a pair of them would tear a camp meeting wide open.
What happened to Emmeline? Oh, there you are. A 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 24.
Please.
Oh, it drives you wild, too, huh, Miss Jane? Hey, what are these pictures? Hey, Uncle Jed, you're kissing my girl.
Jethro.
No wonder you sent me out of the house this morning. Why, you was aiming to steal my sweetie.
Jethro.
Keep talking, boy. I'm recording every word.
Well, I'm sorry, Uncle Jed, but we're going to have to fight us a duel.
Now, look, boy.
I'll be back quick as I can find a glove to slap you with.
Mr. Clampett, I urge you to make some sort of settlement.
Decency demands it, sir. And I say to you, if satisfaction is not...
Colonel, come down off your stump. I aim to do the right thing.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Miss Emmeline and me will be married right off. Roll to the Hills demands it. I done seen her in her skimpies and flimsies. We leave for Bug Tussle tonight. Honeymoon in Snyder's Swamp. What? And we move into that little shack back to Possum Ridge with your ma and pa and 17 sisters.
You gotta be out of your skull.
Now, my
Drop dead. I'm blowing this caper.
Hey, Emmeline, I couldn't find a glove to swap my Uncle Jed with, but will you marry me without a duel?
Get lost.
Hot dog! Uncle Jed, she still loves me!
Helen,
I'm gonna.
you ain't either. I am.
You ain't.
I am.
You ain't.
Hold on, Jethro, you tell me.
Well, I forgot.
There's the king coming to stay at the Drysdale's house. King Alexander.
Yeah, now I remember. Let me tell him.
Well, I'm telling him.
You ain't.
I
Ain't.
Hold on now, Jethro, you tell me.
Well, it's a foreign-sounding name.
King Alexander of Sylvania.
Real-life king, huh? No wonder they had so many folks over there fixing and cleaning.
Yeah, Miss Drysdale even hired us.
To do what?
Stay away.
Take that back to her and...
Hey, no, wait a minute, Uncle Jed. We can make a lot of money if you'll just play along.
What you mean?
Well, she said she'd double this if we could keep you and Granny out of sight, too.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning. Get someone to sit in for you. I want you to drive me to the yacht harbor. I'm meeting Margaret down there to pick up King Alexander.
How exciting. And you look so handsome. What is that medallion you're wearing?
Oh, that's Margaret's idea. She thought when I met the king I should be wearing a decoration.
It's very impressive. Where did she get it?
From my den. It's an ashtray. Watch it, Miss Hathaway. I'm up to here with this nobility business, and I haven't even met the royal jerk yet.
Chief, What about Ellie Mae? Your wife says King Alexander is one of the world's most eligible bachelors. Worldly, handsome, witty, charming.
Look, those things don't count when we're talking about a lifetime companion for my sweet little Ellie.
Well, naturally, he'd need other important qualities to make him a good husband.
Right, and he doesn't have them.
No?
Not a nickel.
That's not what I meant. But why do you say that?
Because I've checked every financial rating book here, and he isn't even listed.
Well, he probably has a secret Swiss bank account. Alexander is the last of the big-time monarchs, always at one resort or another, on a yacht somewhere.
Really?
Yes, I've read that he's worth billions.
Billions? Well, maybe he's a man of good character after all.
Good character or good credit?
There's a difference. Oh, Miss Hathaway, what if the king and Ellie Mae were to fall in love and there was a merger?
I believe you mean marriage.
Yes, we've got to introduce them right away.
But Chief, it will take time to teach Ellie enough protocol even to meet the king.
Sir Milburn Drysdale, banker to the Royal Majesties. Oh, with the king's billions and the Clampetts' billions in my bank, I can wheel and deal with the big money boys. The Rockefellers, Baron Rothschild, Bing Crosby.
Mr. Drysdale?
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy, Miss Jane. I'm sorry to bother you, but it's about that king that's coming to visit you.
Not me, you.
Me?
And your family. I told him all about the Clampetts, and he wants to meet you right away.
Chief!
Well, doggy, think of that. Bunch of old sorghum lappers like us rubbing elbows with a real live king.
Oh, Chief!
Something wrong, Miss Jane?
Oh, she's just a little upset because we had planned to surprise you with him.
Oh, well, I reckon that explains the money.
Money?
Yeah, your missus wanted to pay the young'uns to stay away from your house whilst the king was there. I reckon she didn't want them to find out about the surprise.
Of course. And Big Mouth Milburn put his foot in it.
Both feet, and it's too late to pull them out.
Well, we'll have to be leaving to pick up the king. Now, you go home, and I'll have His Highness there in about an hour, and have Ellie in her nicest dress.
Oh, we'll be ready. I see you're all slicked up to meet him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's mighty handsome.
Thank you.
I don't know when I've seen a pretty rash tray. Don't let His Highness put on the feed bag before he comes to the house. Granny has always said that her hog jowls is fit for a king, and now she can prove it.
No more. Telephone call for His Royal Highness King Alexander of Sabalia.
Put the call in here. It's for you, Alex. Yes? Oh, thank you. My new host, Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale, just Robin.
Alex, why don't you stop being an international freeloader? If you'd settle down and apply yourself, you could be a first-class busboy.
I am a king, not a steward. I was supposed to be a guest on your yacht.
For the first 2 years, you were a guest. From then on, you pay for your passage.
I offered to pay. I have billions in my Swiss bank account.
You have billions of Sabalian gluttonies.
The currency of my country.
Why, this paper napkin is worth more than a gluttony. Wait a minute. It is a gluttony.
I run short of napkins. The Drysdale are just here. Please go. Huh? Oh, excuse me. Can I borrow your coat?
All right.
Ah, thank you. I shall remember your kindness when my people return me to the throne of Sabalia.
Oh, stop dreaming, Alex. You're down to sponging off bourgeois Beverly Hills bankers.
Yes, but they will know bourgeois Beverly Hills heiresses. I will marry one, and then, presto, the gluttony will again be worth something.
Well, they're worth something already. They make fabulous napkins.
Your Majesty!
Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale, you may rise.
Help me.
We are very honored to have you stay with us at our home, Your Money. Your Majesty.
Yes, Your Grace. We feel a great kinship to the aristocracy. I have very pure bloodlines, and of course Milburn is no stranger to nobility.
Oh, thank you. That's very thoughtful.
We will, with your permission, we will proceed home now, Your Highness.
Now, friend, help me.
What a scene. Miss Hathaway will have to drive me home. You bring His Highness in the limousine.
Of course, my dear. Excuse me, Your Highness. Speaking man to king, I've heard you're worth billions. Is that true?
Quite true.
Oh, really? Well, I know a family you must meet.
If you like. Oh. Shall we?
His Highness will be here any minute now. Where's the young'un? You ready for him?
Don't go getting excited. What do you mean, am I ready for him?
Well, I mean like special victuals and such. It ain't every day we get to swap howdies with a king.
His Highness is going to get my ordinary company victuals, just like anybody else. Being a king don't make him no different than you or me.
All right, Granny.
You ain't going to catch me carrying on about him. He's just folks as far as I'm concerned. I ain't going to get excited or flustered or discombobulated.
All right, Granny, but I don't think you'd be making too much fuss over him if you was to put on some shoes. Take it easy.
I am. I just don't know what happened to him. I had him on just before I put my corn phone in the oven.
Granny, there's your corn phone.
Oh!
Thought you said you wasn't excited about the king coming.
I ain't.
All right, you ain't. Now, come on, so we can be out front when he comes.
All right. Don't get excited. Just wait till I put on my hat.
I'll take you to my home in a moment, Your Majesty, but first you must meet the Clampetts.
It's a nice little place. Is there a Miss Clampett?
Yes, and I think you'll find her most unique. Not what you'd expect from the daughter of a multimillionaire.
Multi? Is that in dollars, drachmas, rubies, what?
Dollars. No, they're just one of my smaller accounts at the bank, 70 million or so.
70 million?
Of course, that's nothing compared to your assets.
Fortunately.
I beg pardon?
Fortunately, I have learned the common touch. I am looking forward to meeting Miss Clampett.
Oh, her name is Ellie.
Just purchased his company from home.
It ain't the same. Jethro says that kings wear gold crowns and fur-trimmed cakes and...
Come in, come in.
Come in, Your Highness. I seem to have lost my money clip.
You see, he ain't nothing to get all boggled over.
You can say that again.
I look outside. May I present His Most Royal August Highness, King Alexander of Sabellia.
Howdy, I'm Jed Clampett.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Clampett?
Oh, no, we ain't married.
Oh, but then you must be the beautiful lady I've heard so much about. Miss Clampett? Ellie, what an exquisite creature you are. Silver-haired beauty. Ellie.
Granny, he thinks you're Ellie. Say something.
Oh.
In good time, Jed. All right. I ain't Ellie.
This here's Granny. Yonder's Ellie Mae.
Beauty begets beauty. The sun has given her light to the moon.
This here is the King of Sabellia, Ellie.
Well, howdy, King.
Excuse me. Call me Bobo, all my friends do.
Okay, King Bobo.
Hey, where is he? Where's the king? Where is His Highness? What'd you do with him?
That's my nephew, Jethro. He got that outfit from a movie studio, special for you.
He looks positively ludicrous.
Well, thank you. He'll be pleased.
I couldn't find your money clip.
But he did.
I missed him. He's gone, and all that's left is his royal napkin holder.
You big dope, this here is His Highness.
Him? Gee, you sure don't look like the king in my big blue book of fairy tales. Anyway, my liege.
Well, let's all go in the parlor and get acquainted.
Hello, Miss Hathaway.
Chief, where have you been? And your wife has been phoning every 5 minutes since I took her home. She thinks you kidnapped King Alexander.
For once, she's right. And he couldn't have cared less about protocol when he saw Ellie Mae.
Well, I hope there's no language problem.
What do you mean? Those two can speak in a universal language.
You mean love? Money.
Milburn?
Quick, lock the door.
Hello, Uncle Milby.
Doreen, what are you doing in town?
The question to be answered is, what have you done with His Highness?
I asked first. What is she doing here?
She's my niece, and I asked her to fly here and be King Alexander's companion during his visit.
Companion? What about getting married?
You are already married.
No. She and Leonard are no more. Poor little thing. She rushed into it before she was ready.
But I'm not bitter. Maybe my next husband will be Mr. Right. 7's my lucky number.
Leonard was number 7, dear. Now, what have you done with Alexander?
I think he's visiting friends.
I don't know what you're up to, Milburn. Probably something to do with his money. But Doreen is not going to let you out of her sight until she meets the king.
Right, Auntie Meg. I've never married royalty before. Unless you count the Pancake King.
You stay right here, dear. I'm going to see if His Highness is in the basement.
Doreen, why don't you fix your makeup in there? You want to look your best when you meet the king.
Oh, I sure do. How's this for openers?
You always were a shy little thing. What am I going to do? She'll wreck everything.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. We done invited King Alexander to stay over with us for a while. And I got to get you to tell me where to pick up his suitcases.
Wonderful. Thank you. There.
I know who you are.
You do?
They're looking for you.
Well, you have?
She thinks he's king. My name's Doreen. Can I be one of your friends and call you Bobo?
Shucks, you can call me Gatorface if you want to.
Bobo's okay. Why don't we get out of here and go for a ride?
All right. I see you're dressed for it.
You bet.
Let's go. Ain't nothing that turns a girl's head like a uniform.
Jen? Where's His Highness? I'm all ready to serve him and Ellie a courting dinner. I'm having groundhog goulash.
Granny, I'll try and hold up one of Vittles a mite. He just went down to the cement pond to talk to Ellie, and I never seen anybody in such a dither.
Well, after all, he's the first king Ellie ever met.
Well, it ain't her that's in the dither, it's him.
Let me look.
Hold on now. I don't want to go spying on him.
Then you wait here. I will.
You tend your business.
Oh, all right, Jen. It's just that I'm so dad-blamed excited.
I know what you mean. Thinking about Ellie getting married to a king.
I can't. It's enough to think of Ellie getting married at all.
I got to admit, it looks pretty good, though. Him accepting our invite to stay over and sending Jethro out for his bags, you know.
And we know he ain't no fortune hunter. Mr. Drysdale says he's a billionaire. I think I'll just slip out and give Ellie some advice on romance.
Granny, love will find a way. It don't need you riding point.
Ah, Ellie Mae. Look at these hands. These little hands.
They is kind of small for a man.
You are driving me mad.
I am?
Believe me, you are. My sweet. My angel. Ah, Ellie Mae.
Hey, why you always kissing hands? Ain't you never heard of kissing on the lips?
Ellie.
Sorry, I hope I didn't hurt you.
Why did you do that?
Well, 'cause Granny said to when it's the first date, and it ain't a good night kiss.
Then it was not your idea.
Heck no, I like kissing. Yes, and disobey Granny.
Then your hand will do nicely.
Would you mind switching? This one's getting awfully chapped.
place.
I thought you owned all sorts of fabulous sports cars.
Oh, no, just this one.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, now I'll pick you up right here for our date tonight.
But I thought you were staying here, too.
Oh, heck no. Already live next door.
Oh, that's a break. What are we going to be doing tonight?
Oh, I got some real big plans. We's gonna go frog hunting.
Frog hunting? But you're the king.
Yeah, I am pretty good at it.
Sure aren't what I expected. This truck and frog hunting tonight. And as for your famous wit, I've only seen half of it.
Thank you. I ain't even warmed up yet.
Well, till tonight.
Yeah, and wear some old shoes. Thank you.
Never seen the like yet. Best courting dinner I ever served up. And that king never touched a bite. How can any man pass up groundhog goulash, baked buzzard eggs, and minced crawdads?
Well, maybe he just don't like rich food.
Beginning to wonder about him. How can you trust a fella that don't like fricassee of barn owl?
I wouldn't fault the king, Granny. The way he tells it, all Sabellians has tetchy stomachs.
What you mean?
Well, he says nobody in his country eats very good. Is all suffering from something called, inflated gluttony?
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. I heard you were staying, so I dropped by with your luggage.
I'm sorry that there is so much of it. I am carrying several suitcases full of currency.
Oh, really? Of course, with your kind of money, I suppose a suitcase full here and there doesn't amount to much, huh?
With my kind of money, you are absolutely right.
So if you're staying here, why don't you let me keep it for you at my bank?
Very well. Why don't you open an account for me with the money in these two, huh?
Wonderful. And do you want me to contact your Swiss bank for the balance?
Well, perhaps after Ellie and I are married.
You're getting married?
I am mad about her. Unfortunately, her enthusiasm for the idea does not equal mine.
Well, just how much enthusiasm does she have?
Roughly speaking, none.
Well, she can't refuse you. You're the king of Siberia.
I know. But to use her exact words, she said, that don't cut no mustard with me.
Well, pardon me, Your Highness. Maybe it's because you're not acting enough like a king.
What?
Well, I mean, don't you have a uniform you can impress her with, a crown or a cape or something like that?
Of course, but do you think that will make much difference?
Oh, howdy, my lady. Mr. Drysdale, somebody left these suitcases on the front porch.
They belong to His Highness. Thank you, Jethro.
Well, thank you. That niece of yours sure took a shine to me. I don't know what done it. Either my uniform or my personal poise and magnetism.
Maybe it would help to wear my cape and crown.
Here we are, Miss Hathaway. King Alexander's first deposit.
In cash?
There must be $100,000 in each of these. He's got $3 billion more. Hey, wait a minute. What's this stuff?
It's Sabellian currency. King Alexander's a billionaire, all right, in gluttony.
Well, it must be convertible to dollars. Look it up in the exchange rate.
I am. Let's see. Francs, guilders, glutonies. Yes, they're worth 4 to the dollar.
Well, that's still almost $1 billion.
No, Chief, the rate is 4 tons of glutonies to the dollar. Wait, there's a footnote. This rate is good only during world paper shortages. The rest of the time, they're absolutely worthless. Chief! Oh, don't take it so hard. You're not out anything.
I may be out the Clampetts. That royal thief is up there right now sweeping Ellie off her feet, and I told him how.
That's the gluttony.
Maybe we're not too late.
Ellie May, I am a king. I offer you a life of complete luxury. Never again will you wear blue jeans. You will always be at the height of fashion. Only the nobility will speak to you. They will call you Your Majesty. Silence. Servants will wait on you hand and foot. You will drink vintage wine and eat gourmet food. You will do no work. You will sleep till noon every day. You will lack for nothing. Now say you accept.
Sorry, King, but it sounds just awful.
You are refusing me?
Yes, Your Majesty.
But I ain't.
What?
I was listening to the whole thing, and boy, that's a lot for me. Hi, Doreen.
There's the king. He's the one that took me for the ride.
He took you for a ride, all right. That's Jethro. There's the real king. Your Majesty.
Doreen, I gotta break our date tonight. I'm going to Sebalia to live a life of luxury.
Drysdale, madame, I'm afraid I must say goodbye. The yacht I came in is sailing in 2 hours.
Hot dog, I'll get packed.
But you can't leave. You haven't gotten to know Doreen yet.
Oh, forget it, Aunt Meg. I am going back to Boston. Jethro was bad enough, but this one looks like something out of the big blue book of fairy tales.
Doreen! Oh, forgive her, Your Majesty. She's really lovely and single.
Is she by any chance rich?
Well, she's gotten 7 divorce settlements.
Wait, mademoiselle, wait! I will make you my queen!
Well, this is the last of the court and dinner leftovers.
Ellie, hope you don't feel too bad about the king leaving and chasing back to Boston.
Well, heck no. I never did love him. And when he put on that crown and got so uppity, well, I didn't even like him.
Leastways, he said we could have his suitcases. I can hardly wait to see what's in them.
I already looked, and every one was filled with nothing but paper napkins.
But they're nice ones. Well, tuck them in and let's eat.
Well, Jethro, what have you got to say about that?
I didn't bust it, honest.
He's telling the truth, Mr. Drysdale. It was hanging in pieces like that when we moved in.
Yes, sir. No, it's supposed to be like that. It was made that way. It's been like that for 200 years.
200 years?
Hey, this house is older than it looks. Oh, I plumb forgot. Granny wants to see you. Skedaddle.
All right, Uncle Jed.
Nice boy. His ma, my cousin Pearl, gave me the notion to move out here.
Well, I'm most grateful to her. Oh, but first, I wanted to explain about this priceless crystal chandelier. It was designed and made for Louis XV, hung in the Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. Napoleon Bonaparte planned campaigns with the light of that chandelier. Talleyrand used it. Wellington, Disraeli, Bismarck, Wilson.
Mr. Drysdale, we're just plain folk. We don't mind a few things being secondhand. Getting back to my cousin Pearl, she's looking after the old home place for me. You ain't never seen my family home, have you?
No, I haven't, Mr. Clampetts.
It's a dandy.
Yes, those southern mansions are beautiful. I suppose it has the large white pillars.
It did, but we bring them along and put them on the beds out here.
No, you see, I was referring to wooden pillars.
Oh, I ain't never slept on one of them. We had everything first class back home. Sure hope Pearl's taking good care of that place.
Hello there.
Oh, why, you're Mr. Brewster from the oil company that paid Cousin Jed all that money for his swamp.
25 million to be exact.
You ain't here to back out, are you?
No, indeed. Your cousin's money is safe in the bank in California. I just thought you'd like to know that I heard from the bank and your family arrived in Beverly Hills safe and sound.
Oh, that is good news. My son Jethro drove him out, you know.
Yes, I know he did. Oh, I have something here from the bank. I think you'll enjoy it.
For me?
They told me at your house I'd find you here.
Yeah, well, I promised Cousin Jed I'd keep an eye on the old home place for him. It's a long trip from my house, but I'm glad to do it for Jed.
That's nice of you.
Yeah, well, you know, can I help you look for that money?
What is the money? It's pictures of the estate that Mr. Drysdale, the president of the bank, purchased for him in Beverly Hills.
Oh.
Now, this is now the Jed Clampett estate.
Land to mercy, look at that. Why, it's bigger than the state capitol.
Quite a change from this place, all right.
What in the world is that?
Oh, that's the swimming pool.
Swimming pool?
Yes, quite ornate.
Oh, my son Jethro's gonna like that.
Granny, when we's done washing, can I go swimming here in the cement pond?
Of course not. I don't allow nobody splash around in my wash water.
Ain't there no place else you can wash?
This cement pond's the only water we got. Place ain't got a well, it ain't got a creek. Ain't even got a rain barrel to catch what comes out of the sky.
Oh, when that banker fella seen me unloading your wash tub and scrubbing board, he said, why, you can throw that away. We don't use them things here in Beverly Hills.
Now, you listen here to me, boy. I don't care how other folks live in Beverly Hills, but us Clampetts is gonna be clean.
Yes, ma'am.
May not have it as nice as we had it back home in the cabin. Right in the house and everything. But we ain't gonna lower our standards.
No, ma'am.
Here, wrench these things out for me. We gotta get this tub back to the kitchen really fast. Yep. Being clean is a strict rule with your Uncle Jed. Let me look you over. Many's the time we've been down to our last piece of fat back. I'd say, shall I cook it to eat it, or shall I render it down for soap? He'd say no. Render it down for soap, Granny. The Lord will feed us poor folks, but we gotta do our own washing.
But Uncle Jed ain't poor now, Granny. He got $25 million.
How long do you think that's gonna last if we go throwing it away on store-bought soap? Waste not, want not.
Now, here's a view of the entrance hall.
My stars and garters. Why, it's a palace. Whoever would have thought that my cousin Jed would be living in an estate like this?
Well, the credit is yours. You're the one who talked him into moving.
Oh, well, I put the notion in his head. But it was really kind of Allie Mae when.
Yes, his daughter will have a wonderful life as a Beverly Hills debutante. Can't you just see that beautiful girl descending this magnificent stairway?
I sure can.
Well, me, I don't reckon that's the way a young lady comes down the steps in Beverly Hills, is it, Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, not as a rule, no.
Oh, I can come down the other way. Watch this. How's that?
Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind.
Well, show me.
No, my secretary will show you. Oh, she's in town doing some shopping for you.
Oh, what's she getting me?
Well, now, that's going to be a surprise, Ellie, but it's some things you've been needing, and they're going to be pretty, and you're going to like them.
Things I've been a-needing? A set of muskrat traps. A three-blade frog sticker?
Nope.
A ready-made slingshot.
Now, Ellie, you way off the track. Now, you wait till Miss Hathaway gets here, and you'll see.
Yes. Well, I'll be pushing along to the bank.
This mansion of his has 32 rooms and 14 baths.
14 bathrooms?
Yes.
A sunken marble bathtub. I can just see Ellie Mae having herself a bubble bath in there. I tell you, Mr. Brewster, the more I see of these pictures, the more I want to get out there and help Cousin Jed. Of course, I wouldn't go without being asked.
Well, naturally. But, you know, I think you should go.
I've been asked.
Well, now, it's not exactly my province. Well, why don't you telephone your cousin and talk to him?
Oh, why, there ain't a telephone within 40 miles of this place. Nearest one, I guess, is at the International Emporium, clean over to Oxford.
Well, I'll be happy to drive you over there.
Oh, I couldn't let you drive me all that way just to use telephone. Busy oil company man like you. That's 40 miles.
There's no trip at all in this car.
No, I couldn't do it. Why, folks would see me riding in this big, shiny car with a tall, good-looking city fella. Why, sure as the world, they'd think that... Let's go.
What about your horse and buggy?
Oh, just untie Betsy. You go on home.
Here's Miss Hathaway.
Mon capitaine, je suis prêt.
Fine. Ready for Ellie Mae?
Gentlemen, aided and abetted by the gossamer garments, exotic lotions, and other feminine appurtenances within these cartons, I am ready to assume the role of Pygmalion and transform that barefoot Galatea into a striking and sophisticated paragon of Beverly Hills literature.
That's yes the hard way. Well, duty calls. I leave you in capable hands. Goodbye, Mr. Clampett.
Thank you, sir.
Chief?
Well, that sure is neighborly of you, Miss Hathaway. You reckon you can handle Ellie Mae?
Uncle Jay, Granny says... Oh, howdy, Miss Hathaway.
Oh, bonjour, Jethro.
Here are them things in for Miss Hathaway, Jethro. I think she kind of likes you, boy.
She does? Well, I can't take them into the house. That's what I come out here to tell you. Granny says that all the men folks got to stay out of the house while Ella Mae's taking her bath.
Oh.
But isn't Ellie Mae bathing in the privacy of her own bedroom suite?
Hear what she called you? Sweet.
What's the matter with him? Why doesn't he answer?
Hey, he's just a little shy, I reckon. Ask him again.
Is Ellie Mae in her bedroom suite?
No, she ain't, darling.
I'll find her myself.
Uncle Jed, I got me a girl.
You sure have, boy, and a city girl, too.
Some city girls I were about. Jethro's such a good-looking boy. Every girl in the 5th grade was after him.
I hardly think anything serious can develop between boys and girls in the 5th grade.
Oh, I don't know. So far this year, there's been 3 couples out of Jethro's class get married.
Married? 5th grader?
Parson's nearly as busy in that school as the teacher.
That's amazing. Oh, I've heard of...
Wouldn't you know it? There's that Snoopy Alverna Bradshaw and her big mouth daughter sitting on my front porch. Oh, I can just hear the stories they'll start going around if they see me in this car here with you. Yoo-hoo! Alverna! It's me! Terrible gossip, that woman, always making trouble. She tried to talk Granny out of going to California. She ought to see Granny now. Living like a queen in that Beverly Hills mansion.
I should have listened to Alverna Bradshaw and stayed home. We had a pump right in the house. Didn't have to tote water a quarter of a mile. You ready to get rinsed off, Ellie?
Well, not yet, Granny. Should have washed my hair.
No. You better wait till I can catch some rainwater. That pond water smells like it's got medicine in it.
I wondered why there's no fish in that pond.
Yeah. I reckon that water killed them fish. Don't you worry. My lye soap will kill anything that killed them fish.
Have you seen... What in the world's going on here?
Yeah, there's a bath going on. That's what's going on. Howdy.
But I don't understand.
Well, then somebody ought to explain it to you, city woman. You see, first you heat some water. Then you put it in a great big tub like this. You put some soap in it, and then you get in it, and you start to wash, and that's what you call a bath.
Granny, you don't have to do this sort of thing in Beverly Hills.
Don't you listen to her, Ellie. Ain't you ever heard that saying that cleanness is next to godliness?
But of course, John Wesley said that.
And I bet he didn't live in Beverly Hills. Here, Ellie, dry yourself off with this nice big bath towel. That's my girl. I'll rinse off that old lye soap.
Lye soap? Did you say lye soap?
That's right. I make it myself.
But that will ruin this beautiful girl's delicate skin.
I've been washing with it for 72 years. Look at my skin.
It's like leather.
Yeah. Nice, ain't it?
Granny, I hope you will forgive my momentary bewilderment at this primitive form of ablution, but please let me explain.
Well, first explain what you just said.
Well, Ellie Mae has a beautiful big bathtub upstairs.
Upstairs? It was hard enough carrying the water in here. I ain't going to tote no water upstairs.
You don't have to. There's a big, beautiful... Haven't you been upstairs?
No. Jed said that probably belonged to somebody else. Ain't that right, Ellie?
Yeah. Paul said he heard tell that folks sometimes live one family right on top of another.
But that's only in apartment houses. This entire house belongs to you. And each one has his own individual bedroom suite. Come along and let me show you. And also the lovely things I brought from town.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'll be up directly.
What all did you bring from town?
Everything, Ellie. Everything from chapeau to pumps.
Pumps! Praise the Lord. Now I won't have to tote water.
Jethro? Yeah, Uncle Jed? Now that you're going to be keeping company with a girl, is there any questions you like to ask me?
What kind of question?
Oh, about girls. How much you know about girls?
They softer than boys.
Yeah, I reckon. Generally speaking.
And they shorter and rounder.
Yeah?
And the hair's longer and it smells sweet when you snuggles up to 'em.
Oh, so you've been doing some snuggling, have you?
I've done more than that.
Yeah, I reckon you better tell me about it. Who was she?
Prettiest girl in the hills. Big Mouth Bradshaw.
Old Verner's girl. I hear tell she's kind of fast.
Is she ever? Uncle Jed, I was walking past the cabin, and Big Mouth, she calls out the window to me. She says, "Howdy, Jethro." She says, "My ma's just made a big batch of cookies. Come on in and have some." And I says, "Sure your ma won't mind?" And she says, "Ma's gone, and so's Pa. I'm here all alone." Well, Uncle Jed, I was in that house before you could wink an eye.
Can't say as I blame you.
No sooner was I inside, the Big Mouth, she puts a music record on the phonograph machine and commences to sashaying around, a twisting and a turning.
Dancing.
Yeah, I reckon so. Anyway, she says, "Put your arms around me, Jethro, and I'll teach you the two-step."
What'd you say?
I says, "Listen, Big Mouth," I says, "here we are all alone. Your ma and your pa gone, and you think that I'm going to waste my time dancing?" I says, "Not me, sister. Bring on them cookies."
What'd she say?
Well,
Jed, you and Jethro can start digging the well. That city woman brought us some pumps.
That's fine, Granny. We'll get right to it. What'd that Bradshaw girl say when you said bring on them cookies?
Well, she just held up them cookies like this here, kind of blinked her eyes at me, and said, "Jethro, which do you think it tastes sweeter, these here cookies or my lips?" Well, Uncle Jed, right then and there is when I found out she was fast. I grabbed them 2 cookies, and it took me 2 miles to outrun that gal.
Jethro, on one of these days, you and me's got to have a long talk.
I ought to be out there looking after Jethro. You know Jed's going to need him to help garden a place this big.
Well, most Beverly Hills mansions have regular gardeners. And, of course, a complete sprinkling system.
Sprinkling system?
Oh, yes, indeed. That entire lawn is crisscrossed with underground pipes.
Land to mercy.
By thunder, Jethro, there's water all over this property. Ain't too deep, neither.
I know. Should I commence to digging?
Well, now, let's get as close to the house as we can. That way the pump won't have so far to pull.
Clampett? Jethro?
Oh, here comes your sweetheart.
It's Clampett. I cannot handle that daughter of yours.
What happened?
I opened that box of beautiful clothes, turned my back for a moment, and she bolted like a wild colt.
I was afraid this would happen. Where is she?
She's up there.
I'll go right up and talk to her.
Jethro, have you been upstairs yet?
No, ma'am.
Then you've got a surprise coming to you.
What is it?
Your sweets.
So are you.
Oh, howdy, Pop.
Ellie, I'm ashamed of you. Running off from Miss Hathaway.
I didn't run away from Miss Hathaway.
What'd you climb up here for?
To cut a fork for that new store-bought slingshot she brought.
Did she bring you a slingshot?
Fanciest thing you ever did see. Just a minute, I'll hook it up and you can see for yourself. Look at that.
Doggone. A store-bought, lace-trimmed, double-barrel slingshot.
Ain't it a doozy? I don't know how good I can aim it, but it'll sure throw a heap of rocks.
I tell you, Granny, there's so much water here, you could shoot a load of buckshot in that ground and bring up a dozen springs.
I'll be right back.
I ain't never missed yet. Granny, how many times have I told you it's against the law to cook moonshine in Beverly Hills?
I ain't cooking moonshine.
Just calling it rheumatism medicine don't make it legal.
It ain't rheumatism medicine neither.
What is it?
I'm brewing up a love conjurer.
Love conjure?
My great-great-granny left me the secret. But it's only to be used when a woman is too old to get a man any other way.
Oh, now, Granny, you're still a fine figure of a woman.
It ain't for me. It's for Ellie Mae. He doesn't wait any longer to get that girl a husband. Cousin Pearl says that folks back home are beginning to talk, asking about your spinster daughter.
Well, that's back in the hills. Out here, girls seem to reach their prime might later.
Now, Jed, let's not fool ourselves with city talk. You know and I know that prime is 14. Anything over that, and you're sliding downhill.
Morning, Granny. Want to come for a swim?
Not me, honey. I got a cooking to do.
What's cooking?
I'm steaming some grits.
What's all that for?
Gravy. Now, come on, get going. Hurry up.
What you sniffling about?
Is there any sadder sight than an old maid?
Granny, just for what it's worth, I had another talk with Mr. Drysdale about Ellie meeting a fella.
Well, I'll tell you what it's worth. Nothing.
But this time he promised.
He's been promising ever since we come to Beverly Hills. Well, I'm done waiting on Mr. Do-Nothing Drysdale. He can't even get his own secretary a husband.
Well, let's talk about Ellie Mae.
Too late for that. We've done talked away her golden years. There's only one way to get the poor old thing a husband now. And here it comes, Jed. Stand back, Jed. Perfect bat.
Chief, there's a young man in my office who says he's from the Beverly Escort Service.
Oh, yes. Ellie Mae's date. Bring him in.
Ellie Mae's date? Chief, you have hired a professional escort? A gigolo?
Oh, don't look so shocked. It's only a temporary arrangement to get Jed Clampett off my back.
But a gigolo?
Stop calling him that. He is a professional companion, a bonded employee of a reputable firm, which means he won't be after the Clampetts' money.
But, Chief...
Bring him in. Thank you. I'm Melvin Drysdale.
Mr. Drysdale.
This is Miss Hathaway. I presume you know why you're here.
Yes, indeed, and the pleasure's all mine. She's a very attractive young lady. I'm terribly sorry.
And well you might be.
Just a moment, Miss Hathaway. I need you to witness this agreement with Mr. Peters.
Must I?
You must. As you know, this agreement calls for your exclusive services as an escort to Ellie Mae Clampett. You are to fill her days with fun and her evenings with excitement. Are you a good dancer?
Well, I'm told I am, yes.
Well, suppose we let Miss Hathaway judge.
Must I?
You must.
I'm sorry, I can't dance this way.
Must I?
You must.
You know, you're a marvelous dancer.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's enough. All right, break it up, break it up.
Chief, I would say his dancing is quite adequate.
Yes, thank you. Now, I assume you know how to play tennis and golf and ride horseback and all that?
Yes, I do.
Perhaps I should take the rest of the day off and then to check him out on these...
Now then, you'll proceed to the Clampett home, where you will put Plan A into operation.
Plan A?
Yes, a course of action so brilliantly conceived, so carefully thought out, so absolutely foolproof that the Clampetts will never suspect that you're a paid escort.
Sounds great. I'd like to hear about it.
And you will, as soon as Miss Hathaway comes up with it. Don't worry. If anything happens to your Plan A, I'll be ready with my Plan B.
What's that?
You're both fired.
This is a fine mess of all the outrageous...
Calmly. Adversity bars its sharpest sting from our impatience.
You're quoting Bishop Horn.
Mm-hmm. He's the subject of my dissertation.
You're studying for a doctorate?
Literature, UCLA.
But this odious occupation.
Well, it pays good. The hours are my own. And I meet the most fascinating people. And I am part of all I have met.
Tennyson.
Would you care to discuss Plan A over a cup of coffee?
Discourse, the sweeter banquet of the mind.
Homer?
I'll need about 5 minutes with Mr. Drysdale. You want to come up and visit with Miss Jane?
No thanks, Uncle Jed. She always looks at me so funny. Kind of like a...
Hungry hound looking in a butcher's window?
Yes, sir, that's it. Why do you reckon she does it?
Probably admires your brain.
Yeah.
Drive around and pick me up.
Yes, sir.
I just got to have a talk with that boy.
You know, a wonderful little spot next door where we can be quite alone.
Solitude cherishes great virtues and destroys little ones.
See?
Hi, doggy. Granny don't have to conjure no fella for her.
Yes?
Hello, Chief. Jane here.
Jane, where? Where are you?
In the coffee shop next door. I'm afraid we still haven't come up with Plan A.
Well, you come up with Plan A, or I'm coming down with Plan B.
Chief, we need time to invent a convincing story. Mr. Peters can't just appear at the Clampetts out of thin air.
Now, listen. I'm paying both of you gold bricks by the hour. Now, you get back up here before... I'm busy.
Sorry I bothered you.
Mr. Clampett, wait! I didn't know it was you. Well,
I sat out here for a spell, but your door was closed and I...
Well, it's open now. Come in.
But if you're busy...
Not at all.
Me and Mr. Drysdale, you're ripping my good coat.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, here, take mine.
Oh, I just want to talk to you for a minute about getting a fella for Ellie Mae.
Oh, yes. Well, I've been working on that. In fact, I've got something cooking.
Well, so is Granny, but I'm afraid what she's got cooking is liable to blow her and the windows plumb out of the kitchen. Well, she is brewing up what you call a love conjure.
A love conjure?
Yeah, I don't hold much store with it myself, but Granny thinks that she can conjure up a fella right out of thin air.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe she can.
You believe in such thing?
Well, not as a rule. But there's a certain magic in the air today. Now you go back home and... No, wait, not yet. Hide in the closet.
What? Those are orders.
But I want to go in the closet. What? How's not to reason why?
I'm sorry, Mr. Clampett. I was looking for a needle and thread to fix your coat.
Well, never mind about that, but I'd appreciate it if you keep looking for a fella.
I have a feeling that Granny's conjure is going to get action this time.
Oh, it's got action before. I remember one time back home, it brought every fella within 5 miles of running.
Really?
Yep, she set the cabin on fire. Mr. Drysdale, that ain't very funny.
Of course not. I'm very sorry. But Ellie Mae will get a fellow. I guarantee it in writing.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Get it to roaring real good, Jethro. When I throw my love conjure on it, I want that smoke to blow all over town.
Ain't that kind of risky, Granny? Ain't no telling who that smoke will blow on.
That's the chance we gotta take, Jed. You let your daughter get too old for picking and choosing. Her best years is behind her.
Them's her best years. I'd hate to think what's coming up.
Hush up and go split some wood.
Hey, don't split a half a cord.
Then go split the other half.
Uncle Jed.
Do what your granny says, boy.
Yes, sir.
Maybe things is picking up out here in Beverly Hills. Miss Jane got herself a fella.
I ain't conjuring for Miss Jane. I'm conjuring for my old maid granddaughter. I aim to see her married before she's all wasted away.
Ellie could waste away a good bit and still be ahead of Miss Jane.
Jed, I've been working 3 days on this conjure, and I aim to throw it in that fire. Now get dressed in your company clothes while I say my spell.
I think I'll whale you down. I might have to do some firefighting.
Magic powder, magic brew, in the fire and up the flue. Fetch a man and fetch a minister, so poor old Ellie won't be a spinister.
Spinister?
I'm a scientist, not a poet. That always takes a lot out of me.
This and $50 million. You have to hire an escort. A Lola Bridget, I can't expect.
Howdy, young fella.
How do you do, madam? I was drawn to this house by a strange force I couldn't resist.
You don't say. Come in.
You wouldn't by any chance be Ellie Mae?
No. I'm her granny.
Nice. Very nice.
Ain't science wonderful?
Beg your pardon?
Oh, nothing. Now, before I let you meet my granddaughter, I gotta know all about you.
Well, my name is Dean Peters.
That's enough. Ellie Mae! There's a fella down here to meet you. Leave your dolls and come on down.
Did you say dolls?
Yes, she's a sweet young thing. Right in her prime.
How old is she?
Take a guess.
12, 13, 14?
That's close enough. Your doll and your lollipop, honey.
old enough for fellas now. This is Dean Peters. He's come to keep company with you.
How do you do, Ellie?
Howdy. Curtsy, like I told you. Sweet. You two go on in the parlor, and I'll fetch some lemonade. Skip, honey.
Granny, I feel like a darn fool.
I got you a fella, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
You got to keep him thinking you're marrying age. Now, Skip. Right in her prime. Now go get acquainted. Jen, wait till you see the fella I conjured for Ellie.
You mean at work?
Of course. Look in the parlor.
Who's that little girl?
That's your daughter.
Uh-oh. I was afraid of blowing that smoke all over town.
What you mean?
You done conjured up Miss Jean's fella.
No.
Chief, Mr. Peters is calling from the Clampett house. He seems quite distressed.
If anything's gone wrong, you're going up there and sign a written confession.
I have nothing to confess.
I'll write it, you sign it.
Hello? Mr. Drysdale, you don't need an escort for Ellie Mae. You need a babysitter. All she wants to do is toast marshmallows and skip rope.
I don't care if she wants to play jacks.
Oh, really? Who won?
Now, you listen to me, young fella. I'm paying you to entertain that girl, and that's what you're going to do if you have to play hide and seek.
Oh, really?
Well, hang up before she finds you.
Granny? You ain't brewing up another batch of that love conjure, are you?
Of course not. I'm working again time to come up with an anecdote. I don't want to steal Miss Jane's fella any more than you do.
Well, couldn't you use some of your letting-go powder on him?
I can try, but it would be like hunting bear with a fly swatter. That's the most powerful conjure I ever...
Come on, Dane. We can have more fun out back. There's some critters out there.
Just a minute, young feller.
Yes, Mr. Clampett?
What do you think of my daughter?
Ellie? Oh, she's a wonderful girl. Lots of fun, million laughs.
Not too young, huh?
No, sir. She's right in her prime.
You like her better than Miss Jane?
Who's Miss Jane?
Powder, powder, white as snow, make the conjure spell let go.
What game is that?
That ain't no game.
How you feel about my daughter now?
Well, I told you. She's a wonderful girl. Lots of fun. We're going to play hopscotch now.
Granny, you're right. Like hunting bear with a fly swatter.
Our only hope is brewing in that pot. That is the strongest conjure buster I I'm sorry, Jed. I've reached the outer limits of scientific knowledge.
Granny, I reckon there's some things us humans just ain't meant to know.
It's just as well. It could have had some terrible side effects.
Well, there's only one thing we can do now, and that is find Miss Jane another fella.
Yeah, but where?
Well, got all the wood split.
Jethro!
Howdy, sweetheart. I love you.
What?
Prettier than these flowers and sweeter than this candy. You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine.
Jethro, what's going on?
I'm courting you. I can't eat or sleep without you.
Oh, no.
That's the truth.
Granny won't feed me or make my bed. Sunshine, morning sunshine.
What's going on out here?
Jethro's courting me.
What?
I gotta make her forget about losing her fella. You are my sunshine.
What fella?
The one Granny conjured away for Ellie. Except Ellie don't care nothing for him. But he's crazy mad for her because she looks 14. And Granny couldn't bust the conjure, so Uncle Jed says I got to court Miss Jane. You are my sunshine.
Jethro, that's enough.
That's all I know anyway. I only learned how to play about a half hour ago.
Chief, I suggest that I return to the Clampett menage with this young swain and determine the situation firsthand.
Miss Jane, did Jethro heal your broke heart?
Well, I done my best, Granny.
Well, don't worry. I want to fix everything. Come upstairs and take your clothes off.
All of them?
Not you. Get to the kitchen.
Where's Mr. Peters?
He's in the parlor, dead to the world. Ellie beat him 40 straight games of hopscotch.
Hopscotch?
Go upstairs. Ellie will show you what to do.
Mr. Trisdale, I can't take any more. I got to get out of here. All right, you don't have to pay me. I'll pay you.
Mr. Peters. Oh, so you woke up, did you?
Yes, ma'am. No more hopscotch, please.
Oh, no. Nothing like that. Son, brace yourself for a shock.
Another one?
This is going to hurt, but then will come something good to make you forget. Come in, Ellie.
That's Ellie?
Yeah. We deceived you. She ain't 14.
Say she ain't.
I don't blame you for being upset. No man wants a woman that far over the hill. But now comes the good part. You wait here. Miss Jane!
I can't possibly.
Yes, you can. All fair in love and war.
I know this must seem ridiculous to you, but...
This is the sanest thing that's happened to me all day. Let's get out of here.
Bye. I'm great, thank you.
Well, looks like that done the trick, Granny.
Sure, I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, but now you ain't got no fella.
Say, that's right. Well, back to the laboratory.
Duke, let's go hunting, boy.
Dad, good news. Ellie Mae's getting married.
What did you say?
Your daughter, Ellie, she's getting married.
When?
Don't know exactly. Could be any time.
Well, who's she getting married to?
Don't know that neither. Could be anyone.
How do you know she's getting married at all?
'Cause the signs point to it.
What signs?
All of them. First off, I heard a dove coo just as I broke an egg with a double yolk.
Well, Duke and me is going hunting.
And then I dumped out the coffee grounds, and they fell in the shape of a heart.
Come on, Duke.
And then I seen a white butterfly inside the house.
I know you set a great store by them signs.
I didn't depend on the signs. I waited for proof. I seen the ring.
Tell him he's wearing a ring?
No. The smoke ring from my soap kettle fire.
Well, come on, Duke.
It floated right up to Ellie's bedroom window.
Well, I'm glad you waited till it was a positive for certain thing.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. She's getting married sure as a goose goes barefoot.
Hey, everybody. Did you hear the news? Sonny Drysdale's coming home from school.
There you are, Jed. That's your son-in-law. I'll go tell Ellie.
Granny? Hey, Uncle Jed. I didn't know you had a son-in-law.
Hold this, boy.
Do you know how long that stepson of mine's been going to college?
It's been quite a while.
19 years.
19 years?
And he's still a sophomore. He's been in and out of every college east of the Rockies. The oldest undergraduate in history.
Well, by the way, Chief, what has Sonny been majoring in?
Writing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Every week he writes home for money.
Well, if I may ask, what is he going to do out here?
Well, first he's going to get a job and go to work. Then he's going to settle down and marry a nice girl.
Oh, anybody in mind?
I don't care who he marries as long as her name is Ellie Mae Clampetts.
Oh, Chief!
Now listen, I've got a fortune invested in that ivy-covered stepson. That's one way I might get some of it back.
But surely you wouldn't engineer a marriage just for money. Sorry, Chief. Lost my head.
Now, please, Sonny, don't stay out there and pout. I'm sure Stepdaddy will change his mind when he sees you. Oh, my precious baby, don't be bitter. We'll straighten things out with Milburn.
I'll never forgive him. Never. That insulting letter he wrote, and that awful four-letter word he used.
No.
Yes. W-O-R-K.
Right, Chief, I'll take care of it. Sonny! Sonny Drysdale, how wonderful to see you!
I know.
Chief?
Milburn, I hope you're happy. Here is the boy you've scarred for life.
What?
Stepdad, why did you tear my thirsty lips from the fountain of knowledge?
Because you were getting waterlogged.
Milburn, it's cruel of you to thrust Sonny out into the world so suddenly.
Don't worry, Margaret. The world has survived some pretty cruel blows.
All right, Mother.
Margaret, I'd like to talk to Sonny alone.
You won't be vulgar, coarse. He's at such an impressionable age.
Just leave it.
I'll be right outside the door. Whimper if you need me.
Now, look, Sonny, I want to be fair, but how can a college education go on for 19 years?
Well, you must realize, Stepdad, that athletics take up a lot of my time.
Athletics?
Yes, there's baseball, basketball, football, hockey.
Really? You?
Of course. I go to all the games.
Sit down. Now, look, Sonny. This is ridiculous. I've been calling you Sonny ever since I married your mother. Now, what is your real name?
Adonis.
Now, look, Sonny, I've got some real good plans for you.
Really? Have you?
Yes. Have you ever thought of getting married?
Oh, I've been a number of girls.
No, I don't mean that college boy stuff. I mean really settle down and raise a family.
Well, I plan to someday, but I can't get serious now until I finish my education.
Well, you've just finished it, so start getting serious.
But, Stepdad, I can't woo just any girl.
Don't worry. I've got one in mind who'll be just right for you.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah.
What's she like?
Gorgeous, lovely hair, exquisite face, magnificent figure, breathtakingly beautiful.
Oh, we're a matched pair. Oh, I know we're going to be so happy together.
Yes, but first you're going to go out and get a job and go to work.
Ooh, Stepdad, you've ruined everything. Mother? Mother? Mother?
All right, now, let's take it from the start. Come on, come on. Ellie Mae, you're rehearsing for a wedding, not a foot race. Now do it again.
Granny.
Rehearsal's over.
Here you are, Uncle Jed. I've been taking off your part for you, giving away Ellie Mae.
Thank you, boy.
Heck, I'm glad to give her away. Sonny Drysdale's dumb enough to take her.
Yes, we'd like to join
Here, stop that. Jethro,
Take this back upstairs and put it in my closet.
Yes, sir. Boy, if he marries her, he ain't just dumb, he's squirrel bait.
One of these days, I'm going to give him a good whooping.
I mentioned to feel the same way about your granny. Just what did she tell you?
Well, she said I was going to marry up with Sonny Drysdale just as sure as I inside a picnic.
To stop that little woman is like trying to poke a cat out from under her porch with a wet rope.
Well, she said she'd checked every sign, and there just wasn't no two ways about it. I'm going to marry Sonny Drysdale.
Uh-huh. I hope she remembered to tell Sonny.
Gee, Mrs. Drysdale and Sonny are back.
Now, look, Margaret, the boy's going to work, and that's that. So let's not have a big emotional scene about it.
Don't worry, that's all over. Nothing clears the air like a good cry. And Sonny's had one. There. Be mother's brave soldier.
Stepdad, I'm ready to go to work.
Good.
Sonny has decided to follow in your footsteps and work here at the bank.
Here? I'm willing to start at the bottom. You can make me a vice president.
How soon can he get to be president?
Oh, just as soon as I can get my name off the door.
Oh, I don't expect to have this office. I want something really nice.
I've got something really nice for you. And it's big. Big as all outdoors. In fact, that's what it is. All outdoors. You're going to be a door-to-door salesman.
Oh, no! You're jesting.
No, I'm not. I got him a job selling adorable beauty products.
Melvin, how could you?
Well, it wasn't easy. I had a lien on the president of the company. Threatened to foreclose his mortgage.
Careful of that door, Jethro. You want my wedding cake to fall? Oh, it's you, Jed.
Did you say wedding cake?
Well, I can't leave everything go till the last minute.
Annie, you gotta stop stirring up people and cakes just because of a few signs.
I ain't going by the signs. Just to satisfy you, I made a bunch of tests. And there is the proof that Sonny is going to marry Ellie Mae. Here, you can read this for yourself.
Read it?
That's Ellie's handkerchief, soaked in morning dew, wrung out with her little hands. And you can see her future husband's initials right there in them wrinkles. That's S.D., plain as the nose on your face. And all the other tests come out the same way. The apple seeds in the hot shovel, the buckeyes in the ashes, 3 hairs from a cat's tail, the turkey bones, and the buried chicken foot. Every test known to modern science.
Gee, Mother, I feel so discouraged.
Now, dear.
We've been to 5 houses and I haven't sold a thing.
Well, Sonny, maybe it's not enough just to drive up in front and honk the horn.
Are you suggesting I knock on doors?
No, of course not. Perkins can do it. Perkins, why have you brought us to the Clampetts?
Working our way down the street, it's the next estate.
Oh, yes. And next is our house. Let's go there directly, Sonny, and I'll instruct the servants to buy anything you say.
No, Mother. I want to try here first. Perkins? No, Perkins. I want to go to the door.
Honey, not here. These are the Clampetts. You know, those dreadful peasant people. Remember?
I remember Ellie Mae. Wild, unspoiled wood nymph. She'll buy my beauty products. She'll buy anything from me. Perkins, my sample case.
I'm going with you.
Mother, I'll do this myself.
But I'm afraid for my baby.
Mother, I'm going to show Stepdad that I'm a man. You'll see, Mother. I'll sell Ellie my beauty products. Adorable man calling.
Hey, Sonny!
Hello, Jethro.
How are you?
Fine. Is Ellie Mae here?
She sure is. Hey, Ellie Mae, Sonny Drysdale's here. Stir your stump. Hey, is that for Ellie?
Yes. I sure hope she likes it.
Hi, Sonny.
Ellie Mae, you're even more ravishing than I remembered.
Right? So are you.
Yes.
Well, Sonny, you got here at last.
Hi, Granny.
Howdy, Sonny. Good to see you.
Mr. Clampett.
Hey, Ellie, wait till you see what all's in here.
Please. I want to show them to her.
You young folks go right in the parlor.
Okay.
Not you. Come, Ellie Mae. Come see what your adorable man has for you.
Sonny, I've never seen so many pretty things.
I hope you like each and every item. Let's see, where shall we start? Perfume. This one's called Moonswept Desire.
Gee whiz, well, that smells better than vanilla extract.
It should. At $50 an ounce.
$50 an ounce?
Yes, let's try another one. This is more expensive. This is called Midnight Madness. May I put a little behind your ear?
Well, I can't smell it back there.
You're right. I'll put it behind mine. Do you like it?
I sure do.
You take a bottle of each?
Well, if you want me to have it.
I want you to have everything in this treasure trove of beauty. What we have here. Bath crystals, dusting powder, hairspray, rinses, beauty, crystals, nail polish, eye makeup, lipstick.
You want me to take all these things?
I wish you'd take a dozen of each.
Well, I don't think I'd ought to do that.
Please, Ellie. It will make me very happy.
Well, I don't even know what to do with some of these things.
Well, I'll show you. Let's start with nail polish. Give me your hand.
Granny. Let me go, Jed. Sonny just dropped to his knees to propose.
But it ain't right to spy.
I wasn't spying.
What do you call it then?
Snooping. Now let me get back to it.
Hey, howdy, Miss Drysdale. Come in.
Thank you. Where's Sonny?
He's in the parlor with Ellie.
Oh, I was just too nervous to wait outside. It's the first time Sonny's ever tried anything like this.
Well, he seems to be catching on real good.
I wanted to come in with him and help him, but he wouldn't let me.
Well, I should hope he wouldn't.
Miss Drysdale, we was real pleased that you was in favor of Sonny taking this step.
Oh, I was bitterly opposed at first, but his father insisted that he was old enough.
Old enough? If he was any older.
Oh! Ellie said yes! She said yes to everything. I'm so...
Mother! You promised you'd let me do this myself.
Oh, my baby, don't be angry.
I am not your baby. I'm a man. Just for this, I'm not going to eat my vegetables.
What's the matter, Sonny?
Ellie, I'm too upset to talk about it now. I'll be back tonight with the rest of the things. And then we can talk about the money then. Mother, why didn't you stay outside like you promised? Now you've spoiled everything.
Don't go. Mother's sorry.
She just won't untie them apron strings, will she?
Well, don't worry. When Sonny marries Ellie, we'll fix that. When's the wedding, darling? Well, he didn't say nothing about getting married. Well, what was he doing in there on his knees? Oh, painting my fingernail. Doing what? Oh, I'm supposed to pick out my favorite color. Well, when's he going to propose? Oh, tonight, I reckon. That's when he's fetching back the rest of my presents.
Chief, the president of Adorable Beauty Products is on the phone.
Now, don't tell me he's fired the jerk already. Tell him I'm out of town.
Sonny sold a $1,000 order.
What?
The first customer he called on.
Ben? Milburn. Oh, what'd you expect? He's my son. What's the difference? I raised him, educated him. He's got my... Oh, I'll call you back. My boy just walked in.
Congratulations, Sonny.
Yes, congratulations, my boy.
I had no idea the business world was such a pushover. Now let's talk about that vice presidency.
Well, the ability to sell is a valuable commodity in any business, and you've certainly proven that.
Stepdad?
Yes, son.
Just make me an offer.
Well, I suppose if... Considering... Can we discuss it?
Oh, all right. Just sit down.
Sorry, Chief, another phone call.
Not now. I'm talking to my son, the super salesman.
But it's Mr. Clampett.
I'll be brief, son. Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Mr. Drysdale, I've been trying to get a hold of Sonny, but you can tell him for me not to bring Ellie all them gifts he promised her.
Gifts?
Yeah, she was just telling me. Perfumes and all kind of beauty stuff. According to her, it'd come to pretty near $1,000.
I see.
Oh, I know he plans to ask her to marry him tonight, but even so, it's too much.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett. Goodbye.
You've just wasted 68 seconds of my valuable time. Now let's have some action.
Oh, right. Sonny.
You two sit down. You ain't doing nothing but stirring up a breeze.
What's Sonny doing in there all this time? You sure he's fixing to pop the question?
He knows it's pop or get popped.
Lily Mae, this is going to be a terribly difficult thing for me to ask you. It's like penning up a wild deer, or capturing a beautiful butterfly, or caging a soaring bird. Are you sure you want to do all that to me?
What do you mean, Sonny?
Oh, never mind. What must be, must be. Ellie Mae, will you marry me?
No, thank you.
What was that?
No, thank you. You're a real nice fella, Sonny, and I like you a whole lot. I just don't love you, and I don't think you love me neither.
But that's not the point. You've turned down Sonny Drysdale, the sweetheart of a dozen sororities, king of countless campuses. Are you sure you want to pass up this chance for paradise?
Yep.
Have you thought it over carefully?
Yep.
And you're willing to give up instant ecstasy?
Yep.
Is that all you can say? Yep.
Nope. There's one other thing. You're kneeling on my foot.
Hey, Ma, what you want me to do with the sign?
Oh, I don't care, Jethro. You might as well burn it.
Okay, Ma.
In here, take it on outside.
Okay. What's going on, Pearl? How come you brought in your sign?
Oh, Jed, I give up. How can I give music lessons when every time I open my mouth to sing or yodel, 15 dogs jump on me?
That's right, Uncle Jed. Last night when I come in, they had my treat on top of the piano.
That wasn't funny, Jethro.
Well, it made Granny and me laugh.
Well, it may give me her word that she'd keep them dogs outside, especially while you was performing.
How they getting in here?
I don't know, but we'll find out. Jethro, you stay here and watch the front door. I'll go watch the cellar door. You know he can't get in the back because Granny's in the kitchen. Earl, you go on in the drawing room and cut loose.
Go get her, Dan. There's a bone in it for every one of them.
cellar neither. Quiet down. Jethro, get your maw down off her perch.
Dad,
Get over.
I've taken all I can stand for. Either you get rid of them dogs or I'm leaving.
Yeah, Pearl, yeah, now calm down.
Oh, you ain't gonna get rid of my dog.
Now, Ellie Mae, you let me handle these. Your Aunt Pearl been set upon by these dogs, and we gotta weed out the vicious ones. Jethro, you commence to hand them to me.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jeff.
Pa, please.
I'm gonna handle this, Ellie Mae. Here's a mean-looking one, Pearl.
Well, I don't reckon he's one of the mean ones, Jed.
You can keep that one, Ellie. Uh-oh, look what we got here. The ringleader. You ever see such a vicious-looking face?
He ain't exactly a ringleader. He just kind of went along with the mob.
How about this mean-looking varmint here, Pearl?
Oh, let 'em all stay. Just keep 'em out of the house while I'm singing and yodeling.
How'd they get in, Ma?
Well, they seem to come from that direction over there.
Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, hooray, hooray. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand to living. Well, what's everybody staring at me for? I didn't let them dogs in.
Nobody said you did, Granny.
My own kin has turned against me, giving me the evil eye. You want to get shed of me because I'm old and ailing and all crippled up with the rheumatism and the lumbago. Worn out in the service of my kin. Well, you don't have to put up with old Granny anymore. I'm going to throw myself in the cement pond and drown. Then I won't be no more trouble to you. Don't nobody try and stop me. Don't nobody try to stop me.
Well, Pearl, you heard her. Reckon you better take over the kitchen.
All right, Jed, I'll get right out there.
You keep out of my kitchen. Go get her, gang. There's the usual reward.
Granny, close that door.
I only opened the door to let in a little fresh air.
And a lot of dogs.
Well, I just can't take Pearl screeching any longer. Sounds like a pine knot in a sawmill.
Miss Drysdale's been complaining, too. Calls the police most every day.
That ain't a bit neighborly, is it?
Mr. Drysdale promised she wouldn't call no more. Now, Granny, you leave them dogs outside.
Give me the police.
Man, I thought that complaint would never come through. How can anyone complain about a thing as beautiful as Pearl's yodeling?
Besides, you're not well.
You let him in. I just know it's that nice policeman who's crazy about my yodeling.
I don't think so this morning, Pearl.
Oh, sure it is. Comes by partner every morning about now. Him and that young policeman.
Oh, it is you. Come in.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Well, look who's here. Officer Dean.
You can just call me Eddie, ma'am.
Well, effing you called me Pearl, Eddie.
It'll be my pleasure, Pearl.
I got a brand new yodel to show you.
Everybody can be friends if they just try. And you two is friends now. Just remember, Russ, folks don't eat their friends. You two have a good ride and go show Granny how y'all made up.
That's the best batch of rheumatism medicine I ever did cook up. Yes, sirree. That's first rate. I commenced to seeing birds riding horseback on cats. That's enough tasting.
Hi, Granny.
Oh, Ellie. Here, keep the fire going under my steel. I'm going up and rest a while.
Granny, you promised Paul you wouldn't run your steel no more.
Just to make a little rheumatism medicine. In case I wake up one of these bitter cold nights and get a seizure.
Granny, it don't get bitter cold out here.
Jethro read in the newspaper where it's going to get 20 below tonight. Of course, that's in Alaska. But if I wake up and think about it, I might get a seizure.
Ellie Mae!
Down here by the fire.
Ellie Mae, what are you doing? Now, this is illegal. You can get arrested for this.
I can't?
Well, absolutely. Open fires aren't allowed in this area. Here, I'll help you put it out.
How
am I doing?
Just fine. You got the makings of a first-rate yodeler.
Thank you. Oh, say, I got to get back to the car and check in.
Check in.
On the radio. Come on, I'll show you.
Oh, is it all right?
Sure, come on.
Well, I reckon I hadn't better resist an officer of the law.
That's right. Just come along quietly. Remember, I've got a gun.
Uncle Jed, Granny, come quick.
What is it, General?
That policeman arrested Ma.
Arrested her?
Yes, sir. He had her by the arm and dragging her out to his police car. I'll go see if he's gone yet.
I wouldn't have called the police if I thought...
Granny, you mean you set the police on Pearl, your own kin?
I reckon I did, Jed. I don't recollect it quite clear. I guess it's because I'm so old and sick and ailing and puny and frail and all crippled up with...
Now, don't start that again. Granny, I just can't understand you turning on your own kin.
Well, it was just... It was the hot California sun that done it. That's what done it. It softened my poor old brain. You ain't gonna throw me out of the clan, are you, Jed?
Uncle Jed! He ain't took Ma away yet. They still out front.
Maybe it's time to right the wrong you done.
Oh, I will. I'll do anything. Pearl! I'm coming, Pearl! I'm coming!
I sure wish I could invite you into the kitchen for some coffee and victuals, but Granny's so mean and cantankerous when it comes to...
Pearl! Forgive me. I'm the one that set the law on you. Please forgive me, Pearl. I'm so ashamed. Forgive me, Pearl. Don't let Jed throw me out of the clan.
You set the law on me?
Oh, I'm low, Pearl. Awful low and mean. Step on me, Pearl. Step on me. Step on me like you would a worm. Tromp on me. Grind your feet on me. Out of there, Pearl. Mr. Policeman, run over me. I don't deserve to live. Run over me and throw my poor old mean body to the buzzards.
All right, Granny, now that's enough.
But Pearl hasn't forgiven me yet. Mr. Policeman, give your gun to Pearl and let her shoot me. Oh, Granny, stop that. Put a curse on me, Pearl.
I forgive you.
But I deserve to be punished, and punished bad. Sing to me, Pearl.
Granny, Pearl done says she forgives you.
Am I taken back to the clan? Am I welcome to the bosom of my family?
I reckon.
Pearl, you are an angel. You can have anything I got anytime. You can have any part of my kitchen. Throw me out of it. Set the dogs on me.
Jethro, take your granny into the house, please.
Sure, Ma. Did you want her?
No, I didn't want her.
Walk me, Pearl. Oh, Jethro, take her in the house. Come on in the house and walk me, Pearl.
I'm sorry, Mr. Policeman, but Granny, you know, she gets worked up every now and then.
I understand.
Now I can invite you in the kitchen to have some victuals and coffee.
Oh, no, thanks. I see my partner coming. We better get moving.
Well, young fella, you find anything missing?
Oh, no, sir. She's got everything. I mean, everything was there. But that isn't around the pool.
Well, you come back and see us here.
We will. Just keep yodeling.
Bye now.
Bye.
See you when the roads get better.
Bye-bye. It's quite a family, isn't it, Barney?
As you young fellas would say, like wow, man.
You know, here they are with all these millions in this big, beautiful mansion. And guess how they heat the water for the swimming pool?
How?
Well, they got this big, round kind of copper boiler, see? And coming out of the top is this kind of spout. And attached to that is this corkscrew tubing that goes down and leads into a big jar.
Brian.
And they keep this fire going under this big boiler.
Officer Kelly.
But imagine how long it would take
City boy.
Yes, sir?
You have just described a still. A what? A still. No wonder they got so much money. These people are moonshiners.
Pearl, is this bowl big enough? Because if it ain't, you just say the word and I'll fetch another.
Granny, you don't have to fetch and carry for me.
It's my pleasure. It's an honor to be in the same kitchen with such a good cook as you are. What you making?
My special sweet potato pie.
Did you hear that, kid? Did you hear what this beautiful cousin of yours is making?
Yeah, I heard, Granny.
Pearl, before I go on to my reward, would you give me the receipt for that pie? I want to make it for the angels up yonder. That is, if they'll take me in after the shameful thing I've done today. Like setting the law on my own kin. A devil got into me, Pearl.
Granny, don't go to bawling. 'Twas no harm done.
But kinfolks should stick together.
That's the truth. Blood's thicker than water.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what Jed said? That's the wisest thing I ever heard in all my life. Blood is thicker than water.
Granny, I didn't make it up.
But nobody ever said it like you said it, Jed. It makes me proud to belong to your clan. I do belong, don't I, Jed? Oh, bless you. Bless you both. I don't deserve such good kin.
It's pure pleasure to see you all getting along at last. Reckon it takes a storm to bring out the rainbow.
Did you hear what I said? Pearl, don't strain yourself reaching for anything like that here. Stand on me.
Oh, Granny, get off. You don't have to wait on me.
But I've got to make up for what I've done to you, Pearl. Order me. Command me.
Huh? All right, let me have a couple of pie tins.
What else, Pearl?
Hand me the flour.
What else, Pearl?
Well, Granny, maybe you could help me later. Right now, I just would kind of like to be in the kitchen by myself.
I understand. I got some things outside I can tend to.
It's just I want this potato pie to be special good for Eddie. Who? Officer Dean, good-looking policeman.
Oh, I wouldn't get too thick with the law, Pearl. They can be awful nosy.
Oh, Eddie and me's just yodeling acquaintances. Hellfire.
It's a still, all right. There's no question about it. Well, that doesn't mean they're making moonshine. Maybe it's something harmless. I'll show you how harmless it is. Come on. Strike a match. Now toss the match in there. In the water? Toss it.
Hey, Sarge, we're not going to arrest Ellie Mae for this, are we? I'm sure she's not responsible for it.
I don't think Pearl is either.
Mr. Clampetts seemed like such a wonderful man.
It's probably Granny. Anybody who would lie down in front of a police car and say, run over me, has got to be gassed.
Maybe Granny doesn't know it's wrong to make that stuff.
That's possible. Pearl says she refuses to give up the custom to the hill.
Well, looks like Pearl was right.
Yeah, and there's Granny's old still to prove it.
Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home.
Say, Pearl, you seen anything of them two policemen?
Not since they left.
Well, that's just it. They didn't. Their police car's still out front.
That Eddie. Oh, I hope he's not so gone on me that he's neglecting his duty.
Oh, here's Granny. Back to help you, Pearl.
Good. Granny, I need your rendering skillet.
I'll see that you get it, Pearl.
Say, I was just telling Pearl, Granny, that police car's still out front. I can't figure it myself, but Pearl seems to understand.
Uh-huh. Granny, did you find the skillet? Yeah, Pearl. Well, let me have it.
Sure is heartwarming to see you two. Granny!
What was that loud ringing noise?
Granny, why in the world did you...
I heard the meal gong. It's Middlesbrough.
Don't touch her. She's tainted.
Tainted?
That sure is a fancy new meal going in me and Skippy. What happened? I ain't Pearl.
Granny whomped her, and I reckon she better tell me how come right now.
Young'uns, you know the code of the hills. What is the lowest, meanest, traitorous thing a friend can do to his neighbor?
Tell the revenuers he's got to steal.
Here sits the traitor that done it. She's the one that ain't fit to belong to the clan.
Granny, you promised me you wouldn't make no more moonshine.
I'm making medicine.
You want me all gnarled up and twisted in the grip of my rheumatism? Is that the thanks I get for working my poor old fingers to the bone?
Yonder comes the law. 2 policemen.
Barricade the door. Get the table. Lay Pearl's body across it and we'll shoot from behind her. Ellie, you get the flag. Jethro, you get the guns. And I'll throw knives at them till you get back.
Nobody do nothing. We ain't gonna fight the law.
We ain't gonna fight. What are we, a clan or a nest of mice?
You heard me. Jethro, you and Ellie take some of that cold water. Bring your ma, too. I'll take care of the law.
Labby, we'd like to talk to you about that still down by the swimming pool.
Yes, sir. I was feared you'd catch me sooner or later. Well, I'm ready to go with you. I'll make no trouble.
Are you the one who's running it?
Me and me only.
Paul ain't running it. It's me. That's my still, ain't it, Jethro?
No, sir. That's my still.
Don't listen to these young'uns. It's my still. Now, come on. Arrest me. Let's get it over with.
Well, that ain't true. If you want to know who that still belongs to, I'll tell you. It's me.
Pearl.
Put the handcuffs on me.
Now, just a darn minute. Ain't nobody gonna take credit for my work except me. And if it's agin the law to make a little rheumatism medicine, then take me to the chain gang.
Yeah,
That's mine.
Here's like we's all going to the chain gang.
Nobody will go anywhere if Granny will promise to stop making rheumatism medicine.
Well, I reckon what I made today will hold me through the winter.
Well, I wouldn't count on that. You see, we accidentally spilled all the evidence into the swimming pool.
Swimming pool? Oh, poor Charlie.
Who's Charlie?
My pet duck.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. You've apprehended the most vicious criminal since Jesse James. And you're going to receive a handsome reward from my bank.
Oh, just doing my job, Mr. Drysdale. I don't want any reward.
No. I insist. Miss Hathaway, see that this fine detective receives one of our new calendars.
All right, Foxy.
Foxhole, sir. Colonel Gaylord Mayweather Foxhole.
Colonel Baloney, you're a thief and an extortionist. Hanging's too good for you.
Now, take it easy, Mr. Drysdale.
He tried to blackmail Mr. Clampett for $1 million.
I know the charge. And the moment Mr. Clampett identifies him, he'll be arraigned.
I'll identify him. He's a crook and a murderer.
Murder?
That $1 million would have come from my bank.
And believe me, that would have killed him.
Stand aside, you miserable money merchant.
You touch me with that, and you'll receive the thrashing of your life. Now look, that did it! Thrash him, Miss Hathaway.
Control yourself.
Would you please drive him around the block till he cools off?
Of course, Lieutenant.
Well, keep your eyes open for the Colonel's accomplice. We think she may still be hiding in the neighborhood.
Oh, yes, that's the young lady who claimed to be Emmeline Fetty from back in the hills.
Actually, her name is Rita Rio, alias Country Kate, and she's one of the cleverest girls in the whole extortion racket.
She's a shameless Jezebel. She deliberately tricked Mr. Clampett into a compromising situation and took pictures with which to blackmail that
Mr. Drysdale, we know what she did. Now, the moment she's apprehended, she'll go to jail.
If the Clampetts find her first, she'll never make it to jail.
What do you mean?
Did you ever hear of mountain justice? An eye for an eye. They're probably out right now tracking down that girl with their trusty bloodhound.
Mr. Drysdale's dog can sit up and speak. You can't even fetch a stick. Now watch. Go! Get it, go! Get it, boy! Get it, go! Now watch.
Jethro,
Do?
come over here. I want to talk to you.
Listen, Duke. When I said that Mr. Drysdale's dog could speak, I didn't mean words. I meant whoofs and barks and arf, 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 and like that. You know? Emmeline?
Shh. Help me over.
Well, where you been?
I've been hiding.
Well, who from?
The police.
What for?
They think I was trying to trick y'all out of money.
You? Dumb old country girl? Trick us? That's a laugh.
Yeah, ain't it so?
Well, everybody knowed the Fetties was the dumbest, tackiest, homeliest bunch in the hill.
I know it.
Oh, come on now. Don't go to bawling. For somebody that come from a box of culls, you ain't such a mess.
Thank you, Jim.
As for being dumb, you got to remember, next to me, pretty near anybody'd look dumb.
That's true.
Hey, did I tell you that I graduated 6th grade?
Yeah. I still don't believe it, though.
Hey, it's true. Well, I'm deciding on a career. I mean, what I'm going to make my life's work.
What's it gonna be?
Well, I'm kind of torn betwixt an atomic scientist and a fry cook.
Gee, I wish I was as smart as you. 'Cause then I could figure out how to get away from the police.
Well, I'll think of something for you.
Oh, would you, Jethro?
Why, sure. It'd be a shame to let an education like mine go to waste. Besides, I kind of like you.
You're just teasing me.
Oh, no, I ain't. Well, why, one time I was thinking of...
Jethro, remember you were going to help me figure out how to get away from the police?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll sit right down here and get my brain to clicking. I think better setting. Now, let's see.
I sure do appreciate this. Jethro.
What, did I think of something?
Oh, yeah. And you talked in your sleep, too.
Well, what did I say?
Well, you said since the police were looking for a dumb old country girl, that I ought to sneak up them back stairs and put on one of them fancy dresses that Ellie gave me.
Yeah?
Then you said you'd learn me how to be a sophisticated city girl, and police would never know it was me.
Hot dog! I sure come up with a dandy, didn't I?
Sure did.
And that was just while my brain was a-coasting. Think of what I'd have come up with if I'd have thrown that scamp into high gear.
Why, it plumb scares me to think about it.
Sneak you up the back stairs.
Oh, Jethro. Now, this has got to be very secret.
Oh, you can count on me. Uh-oh. There is one way it could slip out.
How?
That dumb old hound dog. I learned him to talk.
For the last time, I implore you, do not summon Mr. Clampett to this door and unleash upon my snowy brow the fearful fury of mountain vengeance.
Mr. Clampett has to identify you and sign a complaint.
Then I warn you, my blood is on your hands and upon your conscience the everlasting...
Doggy, I thought I heard speech making out here. Come on in, Colonel Foxhall. You too, young fella.
That is Foxhall.
Oh, glad to meet you, Mr. Foxhall. You two got names a heap alike, ain't you?
My name is Richards. I'm a bunco specialist.
bunco specialist?
Yes, sir. I handle frauds, swindles, blackmails, things like that.
Maybe it's none of my business, Colonel, but why would you want to take up with a swindler?
No, you don't understand.
Well, look who's here, Colonel Foxhole. And who's this young feller?
Granny, the name is Foxhall.
Howdy, Mr. Foxhole.
No, I'm not Foxhole.
He claims he's Richards, but I hear tell of criminals changing their names a lot.
Criminals?
He admits to being a swindler and a blackmailer.
Just a minute. Let me see if I can get this straightened out for you. My name is Frank Richards. Lieutenant Frank Richards.
Now he's claiming to be in the Army.
No. I'm with the Protective Association. I'm a detective. I'm a plainclothes operative. An investigator.
Son, if you just tell the truth to commence with, you wouldn't get mixed up like this.
What do y'all do down here? Oh, howdy, Colonel Foxhole.
Foxhall.
Oh, you calling him that? He won't answer to that name.
Before things become any more confused, we're here for one purpose, to have you identify a criminal. Now,
Well, how can I do that when you can't make up your own mind who you are?
Is he a criminal?
Indeed he is, Jethro. Seize him.
No, wait a minute. I got him.
Excellent. Now, you hold him while I go summon help.
Stop him. Hey, Uncle Jed. He's got a gun under his coat.
What could you say?
Quiet, ornery rascal.
Now, look.
Young fella, it's bad enough being a swindler, but when you come into my home toting a pistol, you done muddied up my creek.
You're going to get a whooping. Take him to the woodshed, Jethro.
We ain't got no woods yet. I'll take him to the cellar. I got me a little old swindler, that's what.
Well, what you doing with it?
Oh, I'm taking him down to the cellar. Miss, can you make him turn loose of me?
I sure can.
You can't neither.
I can too.
You can't.
Can.
Can't.
I'll show you.
Ow!
Oh, now I've got me a little old swindler.
You give me back my swindler.
Chief, why don't we go back to the bank? You'll just get yourself worked up again.
I want to make sure that crooked colonel gets his just desserts.
Then I'd better come with you.
What for?
You may want to thrash him again.
You've got a smart mouth.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Come in, come in.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
You missed a big excitement.
Oh, really?
It doesn't have this a swindler.
Oh, yes, I know about that. Where is the scoundrel?
Got him tied up down the cellar?
Oh, good, good. I was hoping you'd give him a taste of mountain justice. He's a charlatan, a blackmailer.
He may be all that, Mr. Drysdale, but you got to admire his spunk.
Spunk?
Granny done dusted his britches twice, and he still claims to be a detective.
Take me to your cellar.
By dingies, I'll get the truth out of that rascal as soon as I get this thing trimmed down. Colonel Foxhole, what are you doing in my broom closet?
Just waiting for this golden opportunity, my dear. The opportunity of being alone with you.
What you mean?
The very moment I first laid eyes upon you, my heart has been your prisoner. It was love at first sight. Now I can only think of Granny. Granny. Granny.
Hold it right there.
Did I say something wrong?
Yeah. Call me Daisy.
Ah, fairest flower of the field. How like the petal of a daisy is your soft, delicate hand. She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not.
Do this petal again.
She loves me.
Stop right there, quick, while you're ahead.
Now I must say farewell, dear lady.
Where are you going?
Because I must flee the hounds of injustice that even now are baying at my heels. But I shall treasure this moment forever of being alone with you, and I shall carry throughout eternity the memory of your beauty and the dream of a love that might have been. Farewell.
Hold on, Colonel. You have done away with the stopper under my nose. Now don't go running off with the jug.
There's the swindler.
Colonel Foxhole? Foxhole, alias Freddy the Fox, alias Lay on the Lip.
Never mind that. Arrest him.
Don't lay a hand on my colonel.
Your colonel?
I done made a prisoner of his heart. Ain't I, Gaylord?
Indeed you have, Daisy.
Have a petal.
Well, doggy, look like Granny's got a fish on her line.
Granny, the colonel is going to jail.
Oh, no, he ain't.
Look at that rascal. He's going at it like corn on a cob.
And I ain't gonna let him eat and run.
Mr. Clampett, this man tried to take you for $1 million.
Give it to him, Jen.
Are you going to allow this
Hush up, everybody. Two's company, but five's ridiculous. Gaylord and me is going for a little stroll in the garden.
You're letting him get away?
He'll escape.
Oh, he ain't going nowhere. Granny done buttered that old cat's claws.
But, Mr. Clampett...
Now, look, I know that the colonel has got his faults, but they say that the love of a good woman can work wonders. Now, you leave this all up to us.
Won't you sign a complaint for me?
No. You give us a little trouble, but I ain't going to complain.
Emmeline, it's me, Jethro.
Howdy, Val. Is Emmeline here?
I'm Emmeline.
Hot dog. I done worked my magic on you, didn't I?
Oh, dear. I reckon you're smarter than a circus dog.
Well, yeah. If I can learn you to talk as good as me, you'll fool the police for sure.
Think you can?
Oh, heck yeah. You ain't no dumber than old Duke, and I learned him.
What do you want me to do?
Let's hear you say, the goo in the slough gets mainly in your shoe.
The goo in the slough gets mainly in your shoe.
Yeah.
The goo in the slough gets mainly in your shoe.
Oh, this is going to take a lot of work. Try it again.
The goo in the slough gets mainly in your shoe.
I think you got it. You might find it hard to fit it into a conversation, especially during a dry spell.
I'll watch for my chance.
Now I got to learn you how to walk.
Well, I know how to walk.
Oh, you know how to walk country. I'm going to learn you how to walk city. Now you try.
How's that?
Done it again, didn't I?
Just a regular genius.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Now all I gotta do is get to town, find me a job, pick out a new name.
A new name?
Yeah. Police are looking for Emmeline Fatty. I gotta change it.
Oh, yeah. I got it, Alberta Fetty.
No, I think the Fetty has to go too. What I need is a city name.
Well, how about Chicago?
I mean a Christian name.
What about St. Louis?
I'll think of a name while I'm looking for a job. Jethro.
Oh, no, that's my name.
Do you think I could pull a job? I mean, get a job at the bank? I mean, do you think Mr. Drysdale would recognize me?
Heck no. Well, I didn't even recognize you, and he ain't half as smart as me. I'll even learn you to decipher.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no, that won't work. I done made you too pretty.
What do you mean?
Why, his wife is jealous as a cat with one kitten.
Really?
Why, if she saw him with you, why, she'd snatch him bald.
You just drop me off at the bank. I'll take care of things from there, Jethro.
Oh, are you fetching along your cuckoo clock?
Oh, well, it needs repairing.
Well, don't take it to the camera store again, you dumb old girl.
I will.
I'll show you a place right near the bank on Beverly Boulevard.
Thank you. Say, there's a name I could use.
Boulevard?
Beverly.
Oh.
Now all I need's a surname.
Galahad!
Come on, Jethro.
Done it again, didn't I?
Coast clear?
I don't know. I can't see that, Bert. There ain't no one around here. Come on, let's go.
Excuse me, Chief. This young lady is a special investigator from the district attorney's office.
Yes, Mr. Drysdale. We've recovered an important piece of evidence. The camera with which Emmeline Fetty took those incriminating pictures of Mr. Clampett.
Excellent, excellent. See that she gets the calendar I promised that jerky detective.
You see, Mr. Drysdale, the camera is concealed within this cuckoo clock and is activated by means of an electronic triggering device.
Poor, simple, trusting Jed Clampett. He still doesn't know what happened.
Precisely why I came to you, Mr. Drysdale. I thought a man of your intelligence and sophistication might be able to help me reconstruct the modus operandi used by this Emmeline Fetty.
Well, I'd be glad to cooperate.
Excuse me, that isn't her real name, is it?
No, it's Rita Rio, alias Country Kate.
That's too bad I didn't see her first. I would have spotted her as an adventuress immediately.
Really?
Oh, yes. Of course, as president of a bank, I have to be able to judge character at a glance.
So young to be a bank president.
Young in years, perhaps, but in wisdom and experience. Hathaway, you may return to your office. This is a confidential crime detection matter. Take a coffee break. Now, where were we?
We were going to try and figure out how Mr. Clampett could have allowed himself to be photographed in those incriminating poses.
Oh, well, that's not hard. First of all, you've got to remember that he's a simple man from the hills, naive and unsuspecting.
Just the opposite of you.
Exactly. She probably put this cuckoo clock on a table or dresser or something, and then concealed this gadget in her hand.
I see.
And then she probably threw her arms around him and
You mean
kissed
like
him.
this?
Yeah, it was probably something like that.
I'm so grateful to you, Mr. Drysdale.
My pleasure. Let me know how things develop.
Oh, we're expecting a development very shortly. And we will make sure that you get the picture.
And they talk about police brutality.
Uncle Jed, I done decided on my life's calling.
Well, good, boy. What's it gonna be? Atomic scientist or fry cook?
Neither one. I'm gonna open me up a charm school.
What?
A charm school. Why, Uncle Jed, I took a poor, dumb old country gal and turned her into a regular Thedabara.
You did?
Yeah. Well, man, you should have seen me. I learned her to dress fancy, talk city, and strut around like a flat-footed goose on a hot rock. I mean, when I got through with her, she was pretty enough to pick and sweet enough to put up in a jar. Oh, you'd have never thought that she come from back in the... They'll give away who she is.
Emmeline Fetty?
Who told you? Who give it away, Uncle Jed? Did somebody Duke!
What?
That's what I get for learning that liver-lipped hound dog to talk.
How are you ranting about?
Oh, don't try to cover up for him, Uncle Jed.
Jethro, my boy, would you be so kind as to drive me to a rendezvous?
Yeah, hop on.
Where'd you say you're going, Colonel?
I'm very sorry, but it's confidential.
Yeah, well, if you want to keep it that way, don't say nothing in front of that long-eared blabbermouth.
A little more respect for your uncle, my boy.
Excuse me, Chief. Colonel Foxhall insists upon seeing you.
Greetings, my
Get
dear.
out of here, you crook! It's bad enough for you to be running loose at the Clampetts, but I will not have you in my bank.
Now, calm yourself.
If you stay around here, you're going to be in real trouble. There was a young lady here from the district attorney's office. And if she comes back and finds you
Was
here...
that the young lady?
Yes, and if she...
I'm going to get right to the point. I'm going to let you have these at a most reasonable price.
Oh, no. Not 1 penny. You're not dealing with Jed Clampett right now. You're dealing with a man of the world. Right to the police, that's where I'm going.
Right to your wife, that's where these are going.
They want me?
Unless I have your certified check for $50,000 within 5 minutes, my associate will deliver duplicates of these pictures to Mrs. Drysdale.
No.
What you crying about, Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I'm being victimized by this blackguard. He'll ruin my marriage if I don't pay him $50,000.
I can beat that deal for you, Colonel.
You mean you're offering more money?
No, I'm offering to keep you out of jail. You promised to behave yourself, Mr. Drysdale, let you go.
No, I'm in no position to bargain. Even now, duplicates of these pictures are being delivered to my wife.
You mean these?
Where did you get those pictures?
Took them off of Emmeline when I seen her sneaking over to the Drysdales. Come on in, Emmeline.
Colonel, I think we ought to go along with Mr. Clampett. Behave ourselves.
Emmeline and me had a long talk. That done some good. Then Granny took her down to the cellar and got right to the seat of the trouble.
Yeah. Nobody ever explained right from wrong to me the way she done.
Now, Colonel, Granny is cooking up a big mess of side meat and black-eyed peas. Now, don't that sound better to you than bread and water?
It does, sir. Indeed it does.
Come on, Duke. Say something. I mean, you blabbed your head off to everybody else, but why can't you say a few words to me? Emmeline? Well, what happened to you? You ain't Beverly Galahad no more.
You best ask your Uncle Jed.
Granny and me had a little talk with her, Jethro.
Excuse me now. I have to go help fix the black-eyed peas.
Well, Ellie, there goes your education. No use having a school of charm around here.
What you talking about?
I had that girl looking and talking like a movie star. And 5 minutes with them 2 hillbillies, and she's right back where she started. Oh, please, Duke. Don't clam up on me now. I need somebody to talk to.
Hi, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy, Miss Jane. You're just in time to say goodbye to Granny and Ellie Mae.
Where are they going?
Well, Granny was called back home on doctor business, and Ellie Mae is going along.
Doctor business?
Yeah. You see, Luke Short's girl is having a baby, so naturally they sent for Granny to fetch it into the world.
She's going all the way back to the hills for that?
That's right.
Well, don't they have anyone back there?
Oh, sure, but Luke Short owns a general store, and he can afford the best for his daughter.
And that's Granny.
Ain't nothing better. Funny she ain't had no calls out here.
Well, Beverly Hills is full of obstetricians.
Set in their ways, huh?
Yes.
Dad, here's the... Oh, hello, Miss Jane.
Granny?
Here's the boiled eggs and the fried chicken to eat on the train.
I hope you enjoy your trip.
I'm a doctor, Miss Jane. To me, this is just a long house call. It's a good thing you're here, Miss Jane. Don't look like Jethro's going to get back in time to take us to the train.
Well, Granny, it's 2 hours till train time.
Yeah, we ought to be at the depot right now. Tell Ellie to get a move on. I don't like to cut things as close.
I'm sure you'll make it. But why are you going by train?
Oh, Luke Short sent me a ticket. And $5 expense money.
You're joking.
Oh, no. When it comes to Luke's daughters, he don't care what he spent.
Oh, well, what about Ellie's ticket?
Oh, Jed's paying for that. Ellie ain't never rode a train before. It'll be a big thrill for her. Besides, she just might meet up with a good-looking drummer or a candy butcher. Come on in.
Hi, Miss Jane.
Ellie?
Granny, how come I have to wear this scarf?
to keep the cinders and the soot out of your hair. You can tell she ain't never rode no train.
How long since you've ridden one?
1902. Rode the sea in our Thunderbolt from Sibley to Bugtussle. Covered that 18 miles in 1 hour flat. Broke the record. Jethro back yet?
No, but you got prisoner,
If we miss that train, he's gonna get spanked instead of the baby. Ellie, fetch my doctor's bag. It's in the kitchen.
Yes, Marie.
I'll see that they don't miss the train, but where is Jethro?
Well, he said he was going into town to get something for him and me. The boy is really looking forward to the two of us batching it.
Well, if I can be of any assistance.
Well, thank you kindly, but I was hoping to use the time to get better acquainted with Jethro. You know, hunting, fishing, camping out, man-to-man stuff.
I understand.
Well, here it is, kitty cats. Is that a bachelor pad or is that a bachelor pad, huh?
Clay, meow.
See?
What in tarnation?
Why, those girls are from the Beverly Hills Kitty Cat Club.
You women wait inside. I'll tend to this.
Here, Uncle Jed. Come meet your kitty cats.
Is this the uncle with all the catnip?
No, ma'am. Just money.
Hey, my kitty cats?
Well, these two is yours. This here big one is mine.
Jethro.
Well, I couldn't find another one this size. Would you settle for the two regulars?
Girls, excuse us. You take them girls right back where they come from.
I am. I just brung them by on approval. Couldn't have done that except I borrowed Mr. Drysdale's Kitty Cat Club key. I figure that's where we'll start tonight. Then we'll go on out to the rabbit hutch and dance with a couple of cottontails. And then to the bear's den. They got teddy bears there. And then we'll go to the deer club. They call their girls fawns. And then we'll go...
And then no place.
Oh, yeah. That's enough for the first night. Boy, you've been saying the hunting was poor in Beverly Hills. There's plenty of game if you know where to look.
I can't wait any longer. All you girls clear out. On your feet. Jed, Ellie and me's gonna miss our train.
Now, calm down, Granny. Miss Jane, I wonder if you drive these kitty cats back to their club?
Of course. The red convertible.
Stop.
Tell Mr. Drysdale we won't be needing his keys.
Oh, yes, we will, Uncle Jed. Without the keys, we won't be able to get into any of the clubs.
Get into some decent clothes. You and me is going home with Granny and Ellie Mae.
Home? You mean the Hills?
That's right.
All four of you are going?
Yep.
Well, why can't we stay here, Uncle Jed?
Because you're too young to chase cats and I'm too old to chase you.
Oh, gee.
Here's Granny's doctor bag, Paul. Can we leave now?
We's all leaving, Ellie.
Well, then come on, because we're gonna be late.
Oh, come on, Uncle Jed. Change your mind. Listen to reason. We can have a swinging time here.
But who's gonna look after my critters?
Don't you think you should talk to Mr. Drysdale before you make a decision?
Hey, Uncle Jed, we can stay. We can stay.
Hey, we've got to get back to the club.
You stay out of this.
Here you are, Chief. Here are your keys to the kitty cats, cottontails, teddy bears, and fawns. And I think you should know they have unlocked a Pandora's box of trouble.
Oh, now, relax. I only loaned them to Jethro so he and his Uncle Jed wouldn't get bored and follow Granny and Ellie back to the hills.
Well, you have succeeded. They are not following them.
Good.
They're going with them.
All four of them? The whole family?
Correct.
We may never see them again. Oh, their money. That $50 million may end up in the bank of Bugtussle. Why did you let them go?
Well, how could I stop them?
Throw yourself in front of the truck. Hey. Well, you've got hospitalization. Granny's the key. Stop her, and we stop them all.
Granny has been called home in her capacity as a doctor. Only a similar emergency would keep her here.
There, you see. If you'd have thrown yourself in front of the truck, we'd be all set. No cooperation.
Chief, she's going home to deliver a baby.
Then we'll have to come up with one. See if any of the bank employees are expecting.
Well, if they were, they'd already have a doctor.
On what I'm paying them, don't be too sure. Now, you talk with some of those budget-minded young marrieds. Tell them they'll have free maternity care and a $10 bonus.
You are raving. In the first place, there isn't time. In the second place...
The Brewsters.
What?
I just remembered. The Brewsters are going to have a baby.
they're adopting one.
Well, Granny doesn't have to know that. Not for a while, anyway. Where are the Clampetts?
Probably on the train by now.
Well, I got to stop them.
How?
The engineer will stop if he sees a body lying across the tracks.
Chief, no, it's too dangerous.
Oh, don't be silly. I'll be standing there waving my hat and pointing to you. Oh, I'm so glad we caught you. I want the Brewsters to have the best doctor in the business.
They got her.
And they got you to thank for stopping that train.
Bravest thing I ever did hear tell of. Engineer said somebody laid right down on the tracks.
Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, please, let's not talk about it.
That sure must have been something to say.
Just watching it scared Miss Jane. She's still sitting in the car, white as a sheet and shaking like a leaf.
You know women. Well, we was almighty happy to hear that the Brewster's expecting a young'un.
And you and Miss Jane can take me right over to see her.
Oh, she doesn't know yet that I was able to get you. I'll tell them the good news.
Well, you tell Mr. Brewster not to worry. I ain't lost a father yet. That's a joke us doctors always use at a time like this.
Very funny, too. But you get unpacked and I'll contact the Brewster.
Chief, Mr. and Mrs. Brewster are here.
Hello, Melbourne. John, Edith, congratulations. I heard about the baby.
Oh, thank you.
Come on over and sit down, little mother.
Mr. Drysdale, we're adopting the baby.
Yes, I know. Sit down. Oh, I got some marvelous news for you. You too, John. Sit down.
Hi, Melbourne. Well, what is it?
I have solved your biggest problem for you.
Really? What's that?
Yes, I've gotten you a baby nurse.
Oh, gee.
I would like this door and your mouth kept closed.
No, but that's very nice of you, but we're not going to have a baby nurse.
What?
Now, Edith wants to take care of the baby herself.
Oh, yes, I'm really looking forward to it.
But this is my gift to you, my surprise gift. Oh, Granny will be awfully disappointed.
Granny?
That's the surprise part.
You don't mean Granny Clampett?
The little hillbilly woman?
What makes you think she's a hillbilly?
I was the one who found the Clampetts, remember? They were living in a shack so far back in the woods that Granny had to make her own soap out of lye and possum fat.
John, since then they have spent 4 years living in a mansion in Beverly Hills.
Hi, Mr. Brewster.
Dad?
Congratulations. Mr. Drysdale told us about the new boarder that's a-coming.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett.
You must be a happy man. Where's Miss Brewster?
She's at home getting the nursery ready.
Well, you tell her not to bother about a cradle. The minute we heard the good news, I dug this one up. Been in the family a lot of years. Last baby to use it was Jethro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the reason I'm putting in some more slats. Jethro gnawed right through a couple of them.
Baby did this?
Funny thing about Jethro, he was born with a full set of teeth. Just like a beaver.
That's incredible.
Jethro went to eating right off. Since he was 3 months old, he sat at the table and matched a grown-up's jowl for jowl.
Well, Edith and I appreciate your interest in the baby, Mr. Clampett, and Mr. Drysdale told us how he has Granny all lined up.
Oh, yeah, she's looking forward to it. She's out back right now making baby soap.
Yes. Yes, well, you thank her for us, but...
Now, it's us that's beholden to you. We was poor as folks could get till you bought our oil.
Well...
Why, till you come along, we was living mostly on pawpaws and high wind.
Well, getting back to Granny helping with the baby, you tell her that Edith has decided to do it all herself.
What didn't you say?
No, she wants it that way.
I heard about that back in the hills, but ain't that kind of unusual for a city woman?
Yes, it is, and I'm very proud of her. Well, thanks.
Oh, Mr. Brewster, I gotta admit, your wife's mighty spunky, but this being her first young'un, hadn't she better have Granny around?
Well, let's let Edith try it her way. She's been reading books, attending classes and lectures, and...
Well, that's all well and good, but I'd have her talk to Granny. You can't beat 50, 60 years of experience.
No. Well, I'll pass that along to Edith.
Oh, by the way, when is the young one due to arrive?
Well, we don't know yet. We're waiting for somebody to tell us.
Is that Mr. Brewster driving away?
Yep.
How soon are they going to need my help?
They need it right now, but they don't want it.
Don't want it? Do you mean that Mr. Drysdale pulled us off that train for nothing?
Now, hold on, Granny. It wasn't his fault. Miss Brewster got it into her head that she's going to have this baby all by herself.
That little pampered city woman.
She's been reading books and such, and she figures she can handle it.
When's it due?
They're waiting for somebody to tell them.
I better get over there and see her right away. Where's Jeff?
He went flying out of here on the truck a little while ago.
That's suet brain. I'm gonna smoke his haunches till he can sit in the tub and heat his own bathwater. Mark my words, Jed. He's chasing after them kitty cats again.
I don't think he can without a key.
Dear sir, this is to advise you that on...
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale. Here's your key back.
Oh, why don't you keep it, Jethro?
Oh, I don't need it. I'm opening up my own club, the Possum Pen.
What?
Jethro.
I'm going around collecting the most beautiful girls in town. Can I borrow Miss Jane?
Oh, Jethro, why would you want me?
Just drive your car. My truck's full. Well, then could you do me another favor? Here, kitty cats. Reckon you can change these kitty costumes into possums?
No, thank you.
Are you serious about this?
I sure am. And I told the girls I'd double their pay.
You can't do that.
Who says he can't?
She does.
Gee, sure you're not afraid of a girl?
Of course not. Come on, either one of you.
Sorry, Mr. Drysdale. I don't want nothing to happen to my kitty cats. I mean, possums.
You mean chickens?
Hey, that looks dandy. Pink and blue, huh?
Well, we don't know whether it's going to be a girl or a boy.
This way we can just untie the color it ain't.
Well, speaking of the proud parents-to-be, come in, come
Thank
in.
you, Mr. Clampetts.
I'm happy to see you.
Well, thank you, Granny.
Congratulations.
Ellie Mae.
We got your cradle all ready for you.
Cradle?
Yes, dear, this fine old cradle has been in the Clampett family for years. They're going to let us use it.
Jethro was the last baby in it.
This here was his rattle.
Hey, this was the cowbell we used to tie around his neck so he wouldn't get lost.
When Jethro was a baby, he used to crawl off into the woods a lot, looking for food.
Well, Jethro was born with a full set of teeth, dear, just like a beaver. Well, I will just take this cradle out and put it in the car.
I'll give you a hand.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Ellie, you go outside with the men folks. I want to have a little talk with Miss Brewster.
Yes, Granny.
Edith, Jed tells me that according to your husband, you want to take care of everything yourself when the baby comes.
Oh, yes, I do. I've been reading books and going to classes and lectures, and I feel I'm ready for John Jr.
John Jr. Want a boy, huh?
Well, it's what John wants, so that's what we decided on.
You decided?
Yes, we're going to pick him up at 3 o'clock.
Pick him up?
At the Beverly Hills baby service.
The Beverly Hills baby service?
Yes, I thought you knew all about this.
Honey, it ain't me that don't know. Why don't you take your coat off and be comfortable? You and me got a lot to talk about.
I don't really have much time.
Darling, do you know what we forgot? The baby basket.
You're right, we did.
Baby basket?
Yes, to put our boy in. We're going to go get him at 3 o'clock.
Uh-huh. From that Beverly Hills baby service.
That's right.
Oh, John, I'm so excited. I can't believe the big moment is almost here.
I know just how you feel, sweetheart. We waited a long time for this day.
Oh, yes.
Well, come on, let's get the basket and go pick up the baby.
Oh, I hope we won't have to stand in line.
We won't. All we have to do is give him the money.
Hold it.
Oh? Didn't you finish your advice to Edith?
Didn't even get started. Both of you better sit down.
We haven't time for that now, Granny.
No, we'll stop on our way home and show you John Jr. Goodbye, Granny. Goodbye, Miss Clampetts.
See you later.
So long.
Where are they going in such a hurry?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
They're going to a baby store to buy a baby.
You're right, I don't believe you.
Jed, it beats anything I ever heard. How folks can get to be their age and still be green as grass.
You're going to try to straighten them out?
Don't worry, they'll be back with a broken heart. Then is when they's gonna need us.
Paul, Jethro's back, and wait till you see what he's got with him this time.
What in tarnation? Uncle Jed, I couldn't find no possum outfits, but we can still have a key club. We'll call it the Haunted House, and these girls will be spooks. Granny, you were supposed to be over at the Brewsters. We can't have a swinging key club with you around.
Jed, you'll have to take care of this. I gotta figure out some way to help them poor Brewsters. Come on, Ellie. I got a notion stirring.
What do you think, Uncle Jed? You ain't saying nothing.
That ain't easy.
The whole thing was Miss Jane's idea. She rounded up the girls and everything. Woo! She's my head spook.
I contrived this notion to keep an eye on the dear boy.
Miss Jane, can I see what the girls look like now without their shades on?
Of course. All right, girls, take them off.
All right, that's enough. Put them back on. Everybody back in the truck.
All right, Ellie, come on, fetch it in.
Granny, I just seen the Brewsters come through the gate.
Good, we got it just in time. Come on, Ellie.
You got a what?
It's a baby for the Brewsters.
You got a what?
Jed, they's all built up to hear the patter of little feet in that nursery.
Well, Grim says they got to have something to love and fuss over.
At least until I can explain a few things to them.
And you got him a baby?
Well, not exactly, but it's as close as we could come. I'm
Well, yeah, he's cute, all right, but I don't hardly think they're going to be satisfied with this.
Well, it's better than coming home with an empty basket.
Yeah, we's in the kitchen, Mr. Brewster.
Cheer up, folks. We got you something to put in your basket.
Here it is. Now, don't let him near the baby.
Baby?
What dog is it did get a baby? Look at there.
That's John Jr.
Oh, isn't he beautiful?
Handsome, dear. Handsome, not beautiful.
And you got him at the Beverly Hills baby service?
That's right. And we've got our order in for 3 more.
Well, we wanted you to have the first look. Come on, dear.
I'll see you through the door.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be back later for that advice, Granny.
Forget it, honey. Just let me borrow some of them books you've been reading.
What books, Granny?
I don't know. But as soon as I read them, you and me's gonna have a long talk.
Well, we don't have a long talk.
I know. But it appears things have moved ahead considerable since my day.
Rusty, I'm sorry you didn't get to do no mousing for no movie stores.
None of us get to do nothing for nobody.
Well, Jed, do you still think you can make friends with these Beverly Hills folks?
I gotta admit, it ain't easy.
Jethro, did you keep track like I done told you?
Yes'm, Granny. Oh, we went to 27 places.
And what happened? Tell him, Jethro.
I know, Granny, I was there.
Tell him, Jethro, so he won't forget.
Well, at 14 places, we didn't even get through the electric gates. At 8 others, we got through, and then got chased out by dogs.
Are you listening, Jed?
Granny, I was there.
Tell him, Jethro.
That leaves 5. At 3 of them, we got mean-mouthed by the butler. The other 2, one turned the hose on us, and one called the police.
Want to hear it again, Jed?
Oh.
Is we ready to go back home to the hills where we belong?
I am.
Well, I'm not. I'd be out of place back there with them country people. I'm done become what you call a big city boy.
Now listen, big city boy. If your Uncle Jed says we's going home, we's going home.
Well, I ain't said it yet. Got to study on it first and talk to Mr. Drysdale.
Mr. Drysdale. It was his wife that turned the hose on this.
Excuse me, Chief. Mr. Lester is here again.
Who?
Leroy Lester. He's the little bookkeeper who's been trying to see you for so long.
What about?
Well, it seems he's being replaced by a computer.
All the bookkeepers are being replaced by computers. Didn't he receive the mimeograph notice?
Well, yes, Chief, but Mr. Lester has been with the bank for 47 years. He was hired by your father. If you could just have a word with him.
Oh, all right.
Come in, Mr. Lester. Mr. Drysdale will see you now.
Oh, I can come back if Mr. Drysdale...
No, it's all right. Come in.
But I don't want to be a father.
Well. So you're Lester Leroy.
Chief, it's Leroy Lester.
Oh, that's all right, whatever Mr. Drysdale says.
What's on your mind, Lester?
Well,
Well, speak up.
As I told you, Chief, Mr. Lester is being retired to make way for automation in the bookkeeping department.
Oh, lucky you. Now you can take it easy. You'll be getting a nice big fat pension check every month.
I will?
Well, certainly. You qualify for government Social Security, don't you?
I thought you meant I'd be getting something from the bank.
Oh, well, you will. You will. We're not going to forget 47 years of faithful service. He qualifies for something from the bank, doesn't he? High class, fountain pen, something like that?
Actually, Mr. Lester is entitled to receive a gold watch.
Oh. Are you sure?
Yes, Chief. Solid gold.
I hear those new stainless steel watches have got them all beat. Shockproof, waterproof. Swim a lot, do you? Oh, it's great exercise. Take a few lessons. Meanwhile, I'll have your watch engraved with your name on it in nice big letters. Lester Leroy.
Thank you.
Chief, it is Leroy Lester.
Oh, if Mr. Drysdale likes it better the other way, I can change it. So, thank you again. Goodbye.
Mr. Lester, you haven't told Mr. Drysdale what you've been waiting all these weeks to say.
But he's busy.
Oh, speak up. What is it?
Well,
He'd like to go on working. He feels he can be of real service.
I'd be willing to give up the watch, even the raise you gave me.
When did I give him a raise?
In 1963, when the government increased the minimum wage law. Now, surely there is something Mr. Lester can do. He's always been our finest bookkeeper, an absolute whiz at figures.
Well, all right. Just call me an old sentimentalist. Lester?
Yes, sir?
One day a month, you can go to my house and straighten out my wife's checkbook.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Miss Hathaway.
Chief, you are not serious.
I certainly am. Tell him he can start today. Of course, I can't pay him what he's getting here, but he can use the pool.
You are all hearts.
And get him one of those stainless steel watches. And I guess I'm just an old softy.
Huh? How many critters can I take back home with us?
Oh, I'd say as many as you can fit in here comfortable without scrapping. Why don't you fetch some out and try it on for size?
Yes, sir, Paul.
Get the truck greased, boy. Hurt near. I run out of possum fat.
Well, Granny, I'll give you some more.
Uncle Jed, I gotta talk to you. We ain't really going home to the hills, are we?
Well, I kind of think we ought to give it a try. Granny's had it in her craw for a long time now.
Gee whiz, Uncle Jed. Just between us men, I got me a real problem.
What's that?
I'm in love.
Who with?
Pretty near every girl I see.
I reckon it can't be too serious.
But there are 4 or 5 girls that I'm desperate in love with. In fact, I done asked them to marry me.
All of them?
Yes, sir.
What if all 5 of them says yes?
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah, that'd be something, all right. Appears to me like this might be a good time for you to get out of town.
Hi, Mr. Lester.
Oh, hello, Miss Trigo.
Where are you going?
Oh, up to Mr. Drysdale's house. It's such a beautiful day, I thought I'd put the top down.
Is this your car?
Well, not yet. I still have 3 years of payments to make to the bank.
Mind if I ride to the corner with you?
Oh, I know. Certainly not. Here.
No, that's all right. Stay there. I can get in.
Oh.
Hey, Pa, we got company. Yonder comes a car up the driveway, lickety-split.
Ain't that queer? You can't even hear the engine running.
Put your brakes on, little fella.
Oh, howdy there. You got car trouble?
Well,
He got stalled in Miss Drysdale's driveway, and she couldn't get her limousine out. And she went to mean-mouthing him something awful. If I hadn't come along, I'll bet she'd have turned the hose on him.
Well, don't let that bother you. She done hosed us down once today. My name is Jed. This here's my daughter, Ellie. I reckon you met Jethro.
Howdy.
Hello.
Don't believe I caught your name.
Oh, it's Lester. Leroy.
Oh, Lester Leroy.
Well, that's close enough.
Come on inside and set a spell, Mr. Leroy. Jethro will fix your car for you.
Well, I don't have much money.
Why, you'd insult Jethro if you offered him any money.
No, he wouldn't.
Things is ready. Come and get him before... Jed, did you go and buy a sporty car just when we's leaving?
Oh, Granny, this sporty car belongs to this gentleman right here, Mr. Lester Leroy.
Oh, well, come and take victuals with us, Mr. Leroy.
Oh, no, thanks. I don't want to be any trouble.
It's on the table.
Well, you go ahead. I'll be all right.
Well, now, we sure don't aim to let you sit out here whilst we eat. Come on.
Oh, no, but I don't want to impose on anybody.
We'd be glad to have you. Come on.
Oh, no. I'll just wait right here.
Jethro, the victuals is getting cold. Fetch him in.
You rang, Chief?
I sure did. I want an immediate audit run on the books of that little playboy embezzler, Leroy or Lester, whatever his name is.
Playboy embezzler. Poor mousy little Mr. Lester.
I'll tell you how poor he is. He has one of those expensive hobbies going.
What's that?
Restoring antique automobiles. He was seen driving away from this bank in a 1919 runabout. And as for being mousy, get this. He took that beautiful Miss Trigo with him.
Well, perhaps he needed some help with your wife's checkbook.
Ah, that's a laugh. I talked to the butler. He never even got to the house. If you ask me, he and his sweetheart are headed for Mexico.
Mr. Lester is old enough to be Miss Trigo's grandfather.
And rich enough to be her sugar daddy. No wonder he didn't want to retire. He's got a gold mine here. And he's been working the claim for 47 years.
This is all too incredible to believe.
Oh, yeah? Well, you order that audit and alert the highway patrol. Oh, I'll bet right this minute that peewee playboy is sitting at some resort hotel stuffing himself with caviar and champagne.
Get some more grits and jowls, Mr. Leroy.
Thank you. I've already had one helping.
Have another.
Well, it is awfully good. I don't know when I've had so much delicious food.
Why, you ain't hardly had enough to feed a baby bird.
Don't you eat this good at home, Mr. Leroy?
Ellie, that ain't no kind of question to ask. I reckon ain't many people eat this good.
Let me give you some more of these pickled crawdads.
Well, just a few. I'm not used to so much rich food, you see. I usually have just a half a can of beans for lunch.
What do you have for supper?
The other half.
That ain't eating.
Well, you see, my landlady won't allow me to cook in my room.
Why don't you move out?
I don't think she'd let me. Oh, not that I'd want to. You see, I get my room for $2 a week.
That kind of money you can't even cook?
No, sir.
At that price, they ought to throw your meals in.
I'd move if I was you.
Well, now that I'm not working, I guess I will have to find some place less expensive.
Speaking of working, I best get busy on Mr. Leroy's car. Can I please be excused?
Sure, boy.
Please don't bother.
Oh, I don't mind. Ellie can help me. Come on, Ellie. She can lift the car while I crawl under.
Now, hold on. That kind of work ain't for girls. Jethro, you lift and let Ellie crawl under.
There's no question about it. He's headed for the border with my money and Miss Trigo. What?
We have Mr. Lester's file.
Good. I'll keep you posted. Well, where is it?
Would you bring in the file, Miss Trigo?
Here are, Miss Hathaway.
I thought you were on your way to Mexico with Lester.
No, Mr. Drysdale, he dropped me at the corner.
Exactly what you can expect from his kind. By now, he's probably picked up some senorita.
Miss Trigo agrees with me that Mr. Lester simply could not do these things.
Fooled you too, eh?
Would you like to hear about his antique car?
You bet.
That car was purchased new by Mr. Lester in 1919 at a cost of $550. In fact, your father arranged for this bank to finance it.
Good old soft-hearted Dad. I bet he even gave the scoundrel easy payments.
Very easy. He's been making them for 46 years.
And he still has 3 years to go.
You get back to your desk.
How you doing, young'uns? Got the car fixed?
Well, not yet, Paul.
You know, I'm about of a notion that little fella needs fixing more than his car.
What you mean?
Well, turns out that we had his name backwards and he didn't have the gumption to tell us.
He is right skittish.
I believe that a good-sized bunny rabbit could face him down.
Reckon there's a way to help him?
I hope so. I sure would like to get a little starch in his spine before we leave town.
You mean to tell me that after 47 years they's given your job to a machine?
No, I don't blame them, really. I'm getting old.
Nonsense, you're in the prime of life. My age.
But I'm not as fast as the machine, especially with this rheumatism in my hands.
Rheumatism?
Mm-hmm.
I got medicine that'll fix that.
Don't bother.
I got it right here. What's that for?
I'd like to help with the dishes.
I'll fetch Ellie for that. Here. You swallow this. It's good for what ails you.
Mr. Lester's calling you.
They caught him, eh?
Hello? Mr. Drysdale?
Yes?
I have a message for you.
Well, let's have it.
One tablespoon full of rheumatism medicine, doesn't that?
Word of honor, that's all I give him.
This is the first time I've seen the little fellow look happy.
He's grinning like a baked possum.
Here, let's get busy and load up the truck. We got a long trip ahead of us.
Well, what we gonna do about Mr. Lester?
Yeah, suppose he's still sleeping when we's ready to start out.
Well, just lay him out front on the grass.
Grass with rheumatism?
I'll leave a jug alongside of him. For a week or so, he won't care where he is. Hand them to me faster, Jed. The quicker we get packed, the quicker we'll get on the road.
You know, Granny, I've been thinking. By the time we get this stuff loaded, it'll be sundown.
So?
So? That truck ain't the best thing in the world to be driving after dark with no lights and all.
Well, we'll do what we done on our way out here. Have Ellie run ahead of the truck waving a lantern.
Yeah, but the trouble with that was we couldn't keep up with her.
Well, then have Ellie run slower or Jethro drive faster. Because I ain't aiming to stay one more night in these Beverly Hills where we ain't wanted and we ain't needed.
Until today.
What do you mean?
Mr. Lester, I ain't never seen nobody that needs somebody worse than him.
Now, Jed, he ain't our lookout. We didn't ask him to come here.
We didn't have to. Jethro fetched him.
Well, then have Jethro fetch him back where he found him.
For Miss Drysdale to mean mouth and turn the hose on?
Now, Jed, you stop right where you are. I know what you're up to. You're wanting me to feel sorry for that little feller, so's I'll give up the idea of going home and stay here and help him.
That's right. Is it working?
Yeah, doggone it, it is.
Oh, my goodness. Where am I? What happened?
Well, you fell asleep.
Oh, those dogs.
Well, don't be scared. They's your friends.
My friends?
Well, show 'em, fella.
They actually seem to like me.
Of course they do. That's 'cause you're a nice man. Dogs can tell.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, you're awake, Mr. Lester. How you feeling?
Rheumatiz gone?
Oh, yes, I feel wonderful.
Ellie, get your critters out of the parlor.
Well, Hiram ain't mine no more. He belongs to Mr. Lester now.
Oh, no, really, my landlady won't allow me to have a dog.
I will, too.
What?
What Granny means is that she'd like to be your landlady for a spell.
Me? Stay here?
Be mighty proud to have you.
Oh, you would, really?
Yeah, say you'll stay, please, Mr. Lester.
Oh, but I've never... I couldn't. Yes, I'll stay. I'd like very much to stay.
Here is the audit of Mr. Lester's books. It has just come off the computer.
How much did the little crook get away with?
His books balance to the penny. Not one mistake in 47 years.
I don't believe it. Feed it all through the computer again.
I'm afraid that's impossible. As it printed its last digit, it blew up. I told Mr. Lester it was overworked. The computer people say it will take several weeks to repair.
You mean I have no bookkeeping department?
That's about the size of it.
Well, we've got to locate Lester. He's the only one that can handle the workload.
It so happens he's waiting to see you now.
Oh, bring him in, bring him in.
Come in, Mr. Lester.
My favorite bookkeeper, Lester Leroy.
Mr. Drysdale, my name is Leroy Lester.
Of course. Now get down to your desk and get to work.
But I don't...
Now. I'm willing to forget everything that happened. You get your old job back with no cut in salary. And I'll even refinance that car again. Make those payments easier.
Mr. Drysdale, I'm taking an extended leave of absence. You see, I haven't had a vacation in 47 years.
But you can't afford one.
Oh, yes, I can. I'm staying with friends.
You haven't got any.
Where are you, Leroy?
In here, Jed.
Oh, hi to Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. Leroy, come on. Ellie Mae's waiting to give you a swimming lesson. After that, you and me's going hunting.
You two are friends?
You betcha we are. Come on, Leroy.
Oh, wait, Mr. Clampett. I need Leroy. He's my favorite bookkeeper. My only bookkeeper.
Oh, yeah, Miss Jane was telling me about your cipher machine blowing up. Well, we took care of that. Come on in, boy. Jethro? Boy, show Mr. Drysdale how you can cipher.
2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is
16.
Thank you.
There, you see? Come on, Leroy.
16 and 16 is 16 and 16 is 6 and 6 is 12. Down to 2 and 1.
Nhiệt tình là tốt. Biết là nhiệt tình là tốt rồi, nhưng là làm không có nơi trốn hỏng chịu gì. Sau tự phải lấy cho nhanh. Cứ tuần này em có về không hay là không? Không à, ok. này về một mình à? Tốt rồi. Kiếm một baby ở Bắc Giang kèm vài phát. Cực easy. Hôm nay có cái đứa ngồi trên này thì nó cứ nhắn tin với cả gì đồ đáng ghét. Ui xe anh ngồi cái gì nó phát. Hỏi chấm. Hai vào lòng chưa? Được chưa? Được chưa? Alo. Alo. Chả được. Vừa để mic webcam ạ. Để mic webcam chả không được. Đáng giờ cầm đồ lên xong rồi ạ. Nhưng đầu tiên mẹ anh chỉ bảo gửi bơ này, cà chua với trứng, xong tự nhiên mẹ anh nhét thêm mấy cái đồ khác vào. Hả? Không, anh nhờ mẹ rồi. Nhờ mẹ nhanh em ạ. Hoàng Nhật Hiếu xem nó photo cái gì đấy. Rosie Aret Sky E Blue, I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. Thằng lắm trò lắm. Hỏi bên đêm mà. Hôm nọ đi lấy mụn mất 2 triệu rồi à? Ngon. Cảm ơn em. 2 triệu đi lấy mụn. Khi nào bọn ấy nghỉ ăn trưa nhỉ? Cái bọn bệnh viện ấy nhỉ? 11:30 à? Ở bệnh viện. Đây giờ đứng cổng thôi. Giờ mà gọi cho người ta nhiều người ta bảo phiền nhỉ, như súc vật nhỉ. Cày thế, cái thế dưới cày vãi cứt nữa. Tao mà xếp chửi cương lâu rồi. Không có chi mà anh cốc đá me là được rồi. Để mà tối sang nhận cơm ăn lẩu. Mà Hiếu nữa được không? Mà Hiếu có ngoài dự tính không? Anh ai biết là thằng này đi không? Tự nhiên nói phát nó lại đi, mà nó hôm qua bảo thì nó bảo tối nó đi làm, nó kiếm tiền bù. Nó làm full, nó đòi làm full, nó còn là đòi làm tối, nó bú hết tiền. Nó đói tiền đi chơi, nó cần tiền để đi chơi với các em. Hỏi Cương thế nào rồi? Lụm chưa? Xong chưa? Chốt hạ rồi đấy, sắp chốt hạ rồi đấy. À quay TikTok rồi à? Được đấy. Hay đấy. Nhưng mà anh đăng ký đi làm rồi không đi được à? Thế thì ở nhà. Thế ở nhà.